Arizona, the Bears still control their own destiny to claim at least a share of the Big 12 title. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I am Derek Smith, Bob Baker, our courtside engineer here at Foster, Cameron Savoy, our producer at our studios in Waco. Pleased to have you with us. And Lori, as we go on, we're going to talk about Baylor working to bounce back after a game that was just really, I would say, their worst of the year on Wednesday night in Lubbock. And the motivation remains high to improve on it quickly because, A, as we just said, your goals are still right in front of you, and B, we have a senior night that was going to allow us to honor a group of seniors that's been really special to all of us. The first class that said yes to head coach Nikki Collin, 3 players who have been here 4 years, and then a fourth, Kirsten Johnson, who's become a starter this year in her lone year in green and gold. And it's going to be an emotional night, but a memorable one.
It will be extremely emotional tonight, not only for the players, but for the coaching staff, for the fans who are here. We just, Bella Fauntleroy and Dariana Littlepage-Buggs are just like our kids. It feels like they've been here a long time. It's stunning to believe they're seniors, and we're getting near the end of their Baylor careers, but we appreciate so much the fact that they stayed at Baylor, that they bought into Coach Nikki's system, and they just made sure that they stayed here and loved Baylor and getting their education here. And then you look at Jana Van Geitenbeek, who's just an outstanding individual and an opportunity to play a lot this season, and then KJ as well, just taking a chance on Baylor and coming here. And it'll be very emotional today for everyone as we honor those seniors. Well,
it has already been an emotional day and a special senior day. Today, at the end of shoot-around, a really incredible surprise pulled off. You may have heard us mention these last couple of games. Jana Van Geitenbeek's older brother, Carter, is a member of the U.S. Army. He was recently promoted to Army Sergeant. He's been serving for the last 9+ months in South Korea, just a few miles north of North Korea. He's been serving. He was recently deployed back to he was actually sent back. He was allowed to come back to the U.S. and Jana didn't know that he was going to be here this weekend. So at the end of shoot-around, as Nikki was talking, he snuck in the back of the Foster Pavilion and surprised her. And there were some tears, and it was really emotional and a cool moment. So already a special day here on this senior day. And for the Bears, Lori, we're going to hear from Dariana Littlepage-Buggs in just a few moments here on the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off show. And we're also going to hear from Coach Nikki, as we always do. And one thing you're going to hear is that after the loss to Texas Tech, there's some angst. I say that. I know there is among the fan base. I think we all felt it watching it. It was just an awful game for the Bears. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs really stepped up in film and practiced yesterday and addressed the team in a way that only a senior leader can. We're going to hear a little bit more about what she said, but the veterans have shown some leadership after that loss, and they play a big role in obviously working to put that loss behind them and getting where you want to be.
Even throughout that game, as disappointing as it was and as difficult as it was, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs remained a leader on that team, constantly encouraging, I would say educating some players as well, but she stayed as positive as she possibly could. But that's what makes Littlepage-Buggs so special, not only an All-American and a unanimous All-Big 12 player, but just the character that she has, the strength that she has, the great teammate that she is. That what you were just telling me, I look forward to hearing what she says in the pregame, but it doesn't surprise me at all because she is a top-notch individual.
We're brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. A little over 10 minutes from now, we'll hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin. But coming up next, a conversation with one of the 4 senior players honored today, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs. A senior day conversation when we come back, getting you ready for 15th ranked Baylor in Arizona on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Let's go Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee, and don't miss the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack, because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back into Foster Pavilion, getting ready for senior night. There are 3 games left in the regular season, 2 here at home. It is hard to believe, but Baylor coming in at 22-6 on the year is playing its 29th regular season game out of 31. Bears are in the locker room. Arizona is out here, and we are just moments away from Senior Day festivities as the Bears will honor 4 senior players: Jana Van Geitenbeek, Bella Fauntleroy, Kirsten Johnson, and Dariana Littlepage Buggs, as well as graduate assistants Reed Jackson and Sean Mullen, and student manager Jake Andrade. In fact, I can see them lining up back there in the tunnel. The Senior Day festivities are just about to get started. Lori, it's been a special group. You've heard it from Coach Nikki. This is the first group of players to say yes to her. They've accomplished some big things and still have a chance for even bigger things. And they've represented this program the right way. And I know you and I pull for them anyway, but they're an easy group to pull for.
They are. And, they continue to say yes in this really crazy world of collegiate athletics now. And I think that's why we feel so strongly, especially about Buggs and Bella, that they could have had opportunities to go elsewhere for their senior year, but they said, we love Baylor, we want to continue our education here, and we want to play one final year in that Baylor uniform.
There are only 5 programs in the nation that have 4 fourth-year players.
It's
Baylor
amazing.
is one of them, tied for second. UConn has 5. Well, of course, Dariana Littlepage Buggs is one of them, averaging a double-double for the second straight year. And asked her the obvious question: how is she feeling on Senior Day?
It's very surreal. Kind of doesn't feel real. I think it's just hitting home that I'm the senior now. It's kind of starting all over again, realizing that this is my senior year, not freshman, and it's just been an exciting journey, but it's still kind of weird. But I'm happy that we've gotten to this point.
You, Bella, Jana, and Kyla, even though she's got another, you all been here together a long time, for 4 years. What do y'all share because of that?
Just love. I think we really do love each other, and I know teammates say that, but I think it's just a different level of love. We have each other's back. We love each other genuinely. We're friends for life, and just the stuff that we've gone throughout our 4 years, that's just made us closer, and we just had really good friendships. So that's one thing that I'm going to really miss and cherish with that just being at Baylor, but it's definitely forever for us.
Visiting with Dariana Littlepage, Bugs, on this senior night. And Bugs, all your goals are still right there in front of you. And Coach Nikki shared with us on the Coaches Show that you really kind of poured your heart out to the team the other day. Just high level, what was your message to the team?
Just, I want to leave my legacy here, and not just me, but I know the seniors along with me want to leave their legacy here this far. It's year 4 for us. So we just want to really leave our legacy, and to do that, we have to really lock in. We have 3 more in-season games, but we can really make history and whatnot. So we just really need to lock in here and lean on each other and just buy in.
Final question for you. How many family are you going to have here tonight? What's it going to mean to walk out with them?
Oh, man. I think I stopped counting at like 10, so I think more than 10, but it's going to mean a lot. I mean, they've traveled from Oklahoma, so that's, 4 hours to come see me. They've always supported me. It means a lot. Their love and support is definitely unmatched. I love my family so much, family and friends, so I'm so excited to see them. I'm so happy they're here, and I'm so excited that they get to walk me today.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $5 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Senior Day festivities are underway here at Foster Pavilion as we get you ready for 15th ranked Baylor in Arizona. Baylor 22-6 on the year, 11-4 in Big 12 play, tied for second place in conference play, taking on an Arizona team that is 11-15 overall, 2-13 in Big 12 play in their first year under the direction of head coach Becky Burke. This is Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings and smoked over a pure hickory fire. For that true hickory smoked southern flavor, Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. We'll have starting lineups for you here in just a few minutes, so we'll get you ready for this game. A couple of notes on Arizona. After their head coach, Adia Barnes, took the SMU job, they lost almost their entire roster. And so they're in very much a transition year under Becky Burke. And then not only that, they lost their leading scorer, Mickey Purdue, with a wrist injury. She was averaging 17 points a game. As such, they have struggled this season, and Bears want to make sure that on this senior night they keep those struggles going. Well, they just had a video up on the board with Coach Nikki talking about the senior players, Kirsten Johnson, Jana Van Geitenbeek, Dariana Littlepage, Bugs, and Bella Fauntleroy. And now KJ, Kirsten Johnson, and her family are making their way out there and Tell you what, Lori, they're showing that video. I'm trying to talk and watch at the same time, and you see Bella taking a charge, Bugs pulling down a rebound, Jana dishing off an assist, and KJ, who in this year we've gotten used to her block shots and rebounds, and she's crying out there. And I tell you what, it's going to be weird not seeing those plays that we have become very much used to on the court. Not to mention the players who we really come to appreciate.
Yeah, not only great basketball players, but they are such great people.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so much fun to be around. They're smart. They play so well together. They're loyal to one another. They're friends forever, like Bugs said. Love them all.
Well, Kirsten Johnson and her family now have had their pictures taken with Coach Nikki and Lauren Spencer, our sport admin. And next up here is Jana Van Geitenbeek and her parents, Tony and Carol. We saw her brother Carter back from duty abroad in Korea, and now she's making her way out here with the family. Another really nice moment. She's smiling. That's good, because I'm going to tell you, when I saw KJ starting to cry, it's an emotional night here, and I know there's going to be more tears later on. And look at the players over there, Lori, as they see them walk out here. I tell you what, this has been a special group for those of us who have been able to watch them play, and a really nice moment out there on this senior day. Jana Van Geitenbeek saluting the crowd, and we're going to see Bella Fauntleroy and Dariana Littlepage Bugs as well, and we'll have to tell you how their moment out on the court goes a little bit later on. But for now, we're going to take a break because we want to hear from head coach Nikki Collin when she comes back. We're going to get Coach Nikki's thoughts on bouncing back from that very disappointing loss to Texas Tech on Wednesday evening. We're going to get her thoughts on that, on Arizona, and on this senior class straight ahead as we get you ready for Baylor and Arizona on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears back at home on Senior Day, taking on Arizona. It's time for our pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. A big one tonight, a part of a big stretch here. 5 games in 12 days to close out the regular season. And maybe the good thing is you get right back to it after a tough loss like that. And I'm curious, the team really is capable of playing better in just about every way than they did on Wednesday night in Lubbock. So how do you approach the bounce back? How have they approached it since getting back to Waco?
Yeah, I think it started with a long film session, and really kind of getting them to see. Some of it was
what we didn't execute that we had worked on and why, and why it led to issues for us. And I think on the defensive side, it was very energy driven. We showed them clips of what we looked like defensively at the beginning of the season and the difference in, how we got through screens, the pressure we applied, the rotations. Like we were a day late and $1 short, and really all of our rotations and guarding their actions. And honestly, it starts for us. We focus a lot about our defensive intensity, and we start there. And our offense feeds off our defense. And, we have to get back to understanding that that's our identity, and we're not a team that is just going to outscore people every night. So having to be at our best at the defensive end is really, really important for our success.
You mentioned on the coaches show Thursday night at Rudy's that Dariana Little-Page Buggs addressed the team Thursday. What was her message to the team, and how did it land?
Yeah, I thought, I'll tell you, in this NIL era where players jump schools and are always free agents, it was a moment for me where I realized just the value of a 4-year player. And not that I didn't always value, what these seniors have brought to our program, but I think about who Buggs was when she got here, quiet, always consistent in her approach, but to see her so passionately talk about what her goals have been since she's been here and what we have in front of us, and, that things aren't always sweet, but, it's about, being intense enough and wanting it bad enough. And, I thought it hit home because it was so personal. And the legacy she's hoping to leave when she leaves here, and it be more than just rebounds. It's to her, Buggs is first and foremost a winner, and this desire to finish out with a ring. And so as much as, we're disappointed with the way the last week has gone, we still have the ability to win out and win at least a piece of the championship. And so I think that was the message, from a player perspective, a senior that knows she only has 3 regular season games left.
Well, of course, Nikki, I want to ask you about the seniors, but before I do in closing, I want to ask you about Arizona today. What are going to be some keys you'll be watching for this team to play at their best?
Yeah, I think they start with defensive pressure. I think they play really, really hard. They probably, their primary ball screen defense, especially with their 5s, is to trap. And so we've got to handle that trap and play out of the trap well. And then once we get it out of the trap, the decisions that we make from there are going to be a big part of how successful we are offensively. And then we've got to be good in middle ball screen actions. We've got to know personnel. We've got to keep Cornfield, from getting too deep in the paint on us or getting to a rhythm pull up. But it's still going to come down to, is our intensity good on defense? Are we doing a good job on the glass? Like, this is not a team that statistically is an elite rebounding team, an elite offensive rebounding team. But we've got to give them one shot so we can get out and transition.
Well, and finally, Coach Nikki, it is senior night. You think about, you mentioned those 4-year players, and Baylor has 4 of them. One who's coming back next year, but no one else in the Big 12 can say that. Only a handful of teams in the nation can. You've got managers and grad assistants graduated today. On the postgame show, we can ask you more about them individually. But what are your feelings going into today about this group that's been here? Really, you've been talking to them since the beginning when you got here.
Yeah, it'll be emotional for me. There's no doubt that, Sarah was a 4-year player for me, and, that was emotional. And certainly we've had a lot of really great players that I've gotten to share their last home game with. But I think this is the first group that said yes to coming to Baylor post Kim Mulkey, saying yes to Nikki Collin, believing that they could help keep the Baylor brand strong. And so, Kyla was actually the first, Jamie Asbury was the first transfer, but Kyla was actually the first, high school kid that said yes. And then it was Bella, and then it was Buggs. But this group has been the core of what we've built here, and certainly a cornerstone of our culture. And at the end of that first year, Jana left, a program that had won a national championship when she was there to do something special here, and really sees Waco as home now. And so these four they've kind of grown up together here and won a lot of basketball games and been, as much as anything, they're culture creators and sustainers, and they'll be a big part of, everything we talk about in the future in terms of that class and what they built here.
It's been special. Look forward to seeing it today. Baylor and Arizona coming up on Senior Day from Foster Pavilion. We'll take a timeout and come back with more after this. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on Abraham, who blocked her shot.
Way to go, Abraham. She held her ground.
Top of the key and traffic out to Fauntleroy. Here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game is brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor Women's Basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor Women's Basketball, Derek Smith.
Well, the lights are down at Foster Pavilion. The Senior Day festivities have concluded. The Bears are taking the floor as the starting lineups are being introduced. It is the next to last home game for the Bears, one of 3 remaining in the regular season, 3 games total. And on this senior night, the Bears look to get back to their winning ways, number 15 in the nation, tied for second place in the Big 12 with an 11-4 record, with at least a share of the Big 12 titles still within their grasp if they take care of business over the course of the next week. Well, before we get started, let's give you the starting lineups in this one when it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics. Baylor's Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. First, for the Wildcats of Arizona, wearing their navy blue uniforms with red letters and numerals, white trim. Their lineup looks like this. One forward, it's Denia Tremail, 8 points, 2 rebounds a game for the 6'1 freshman from Cincinnati, and then a 4-guard lineup. Tanuel Welch, an Indianapolis native, a junior guard, a transfer from Memphis, 9.5 points, 5 rebounds per game. Mireya Jurado is another guard. She's averaging 3 points and 2 rebounds per game, a freshman from Spain. Molly Ladwig also gets the start at guard, a freshman from Omaha. And then their leading scorer in the starting lineup, Sumaya Sugapong. Sumaya Sugapong, the point guard, 10 points, 2 assists per game. For the Bears, well, let's start with the seniors. Bella Fauntleroy, Dariana Littlepage Buggs, and Jenna Van Geitenbeek. Jenna Van Geitenbeek, 8 points, 6 assists per game. Jenna is 4th in the Big 12 and 10th in the nation in assists per game. Dariana Littlepage Buggs leads the Big 12 with 10 rebounds per game, and she's number 15 in the nation in that category. And then there is Bella Fauntleroy. Bella Fauntleroy averaging 9.6 rebounds per game, as well as nearly 2 steals and 1.5 block shots per game, in the top 20 in the Big 12 in almost every defensive category. Then the guards, Talia Scott, 20 points per game. Kirsten Johnston, the other senior, 5 points, 4 rebounds for the senior from Duncanville. That is the Baylor starting lineup. Baylor in the home whites, green letters and numerals, gold trim. Starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor, Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. Laura, let's see this team get off to a good start. They did not get off to a good start on Wednesday, but it is a new day. You're here at home on Senior Day. Emotions are bound to play a role, but let's see if they get off to a good start and just glide into taking care of business.
I would absolutely love to see that, and so would all of the Baylor family right now, is to see Baylor play at that level where we know that they can, where they take control early and they just elevate the rest of all 40 minutes of this game.
Denia Tremail and Kirsten Johnson meet at midcourt for the tip. The ball is in the air. KJ sends it back to Jenna Van Geitenbeek, and we are underway. The Bears will begin on offense here on this Saturday night at Foster. Bella Fauntleroy has it left side, feeds Buggs, cutting to the basket, slings it out, extra pass to Jenna. Now down low, fires to Buggs, gathers in the pass and rolls it in from the right block.
Boy, that was tough to be able to pull that basketball being so far under the basket, but you know, the Gumby-like qualities that Dariana Littlepage Buggs has, she was able to score off the assist for Jenna.
Baylor up 2-0 now on the defensive end. Welch has it for Arizona, feeds it across to Sugapong. Sugapong fires inside as Tremail fires a jumper from the left elbow, and a touch foul will send her to the free throw line. Dariana Littlepage Buggs called for Baylor's first foul 40 seconds into the ball game. And that's going to send Tremail to the line, a 70% free throw shooter. Couple of bounces of the basketball. First shot is up, and it is good. She's got one more coming. I think just about everyone on that first offensive possession for Baylor touched the basketball. Good ball movement there, and as you said, pass a little far inside, but Buggs was able to knife out underneath the basket and roll it in as Tremail hits both free throws to tie it at 2.
The one thing that you don't like about that is Buggs picking up a foul so early in this game. It is critical that Buggs and Bella stay out of foul trouble.
Buggs has it inside the arc, finds KJ, knifing and then kicking it outside, high left to Van Geitenbeek. Jenna lobs it down low to a back-cutting KJ, who reverses it in nicely, moving from the left side of the floor, cutting underneath the basket and laying it in from the right side.
Boy, that was a tough finish, but what a nice reverse pivot layup for KJ.
Here's Jurado cutting inside and finishing with the left hand. She circled from the right arc down the left side of the lane and tied the game at 4. Bella Fauntleroy bangs inside and draws the blocking foul at the edge of the arc. That was Molly Ladwig with the foul, and that's the first on Arizona. Well, so far, Lori, 2 of the 4 seniors have scored in this 4-4 ball game. Jenna Van Geitenbeek will play it in. Jenna already with 2 assists. And she'll play it in from the right sideline. 20 gone on this senior night. Plays it into KJ, who hands it back to Van Geitenbeek. Jenna bounces down low to a wide open Buggs, flips it in from the left block to give Baylor a 6-4 lead.
3 baskets for Baylor, all 3 been assisted by Jana Van Geitenbeek.
Arizona brings in their star point guard off the bench, Nolani Cornfield, coming off a career-high 25.9 in their loss to Colorado on Wednesday. It is Ladwig with the basketball, single digits to shoot for Colorado. She'll let a three fly and miss badly from the left edge. Out of bounds to the Bears. 6-4 Baylor lead. You know, Nolani Cornfield, Lori, she's one of those players like, and I hate to bring up her name after the good game she had against Baylor the other night, but sort of Collins, you know, just really a star off the bench. Jana Van Geitenbeek with the crossover dribble, bounces it right wing to Talia Scott, but she fumbles the low pass, and it's stolen by Cornfield. Nolani Cornfield dancing on the right side of the arc. Arizona with the ball, down 6-4 to the Bears. Cornfield right edge around a screen. And she's going to bounce it down low to Shugapong, pops a jumper and airballs it from the right baseline. Baylor out and moving in transition. Talia Scott quickly gallops to the left edge of the arc. Now slows down around a KJ screen. Hooks it to KJ. KJ has the ball knocked away from behind, and it's stolen by Cornfield. Nolani Cornfield dancing inside, cut off by KJ. Seems determined to put up a shot. Poor decision, blocked by KJ. Here come the Bears. Jana Van Geitenbeek with the ball. Baylor up by 2. Van Geitenbeek finds KJ, lost the dribble, got it back, sends it outside to Bella. Catch and shoot, but way off on a 3. Rebound hits the floor, and on the floor, a foul is called on Arizona. Ladwig pushed off of the, that was Sugapong who pushed off of Darion Littlepage Buggs, and the Bears are going to keep it.
Yeah, just cleared out Buggs right in front of the referee. He had that's the only thing he could do was to be able to call that foul. And so Baylor, after missing the last 3 shots with a couple of turnovers as well,
Bella Fauntleroy tried to turn around from the left block off the inbounds, but couldn't hit. Here comes Arizona the other way. Here's a pass up top and a travel. That was Maria Jurado, who drove inside after thinking about a 3, but she didn't bring the basketball with her, and that gives it back to the Bears, who are up 6-4 here early. Original starters out there for the Bears for Arizona: Sugapong, Welch, Cornfield, Nora Francois, and Molly Ladwig out there. Nora Francois played against Baylor for New Orleans a couple of years ago and had a good game in Baylor's dominant win against the Privateers. There's another Baylor turnover. That is the 3rd for the Bears here in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Nora Francois gets loose down low. Sugapong finds her for the layup to tie the game at 6.
Boy, Baylor's had so many opportunities with the ball, and just all of a sudden a turnover bug picked it.
6-all the score. Here's a launch of a 3 by Talia Scott, no good from the top of the arc. Long rebound caroms out to Arizona. They'll try a transition 3, but Sugapong misses. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats with 20 seconds to shoot and 6:19 to play first quarter as Cameron Kitchen is in for Arizona in place of Molly Ladwig. Well, Baylor off to a bit of a sluggish start offensively. 3 of 6 from the floor, but with 3 turnovers. Cornfield plays it into Francois. Francois has a bucket off the bench for Arizona in the early going. Nolani Cornfield dribbles to the free throw line and buries a follow away off the dribble. That gives the Wildcats an 8-6 lead. Here comes Jana Van Geitenbeek into the front court. She is double teamed, stumbles, but is able to get rid of it to Darion Littlepage Buggs. She's driving inside, nearly loses it. Kicks it out to Jana, whose 3 is way off the mark. Offensive rebound. Buggs, though, and she misses the putback in close. It rolled off the rim, and it's going to go to Arizona. Tell you what, Lori, Baylor's 3s, as Kyla Abraham checks in for Kirsten Johnson, have been way off here in the early going, which is surprising for this team. And see if they can rein that in. 8-6 Arizona lead. 4 minutes and 10 seconds gone here in the first quarter. Cornfield running the point for the Wildcats. Jana Van Geitenbeek with a handout. Now Nora Francois to set the screen. Drifts back. They pass it off to Cameron Kitchen's left edge. Dribbles to the free throw line and misses the pull-up jumper from the elbow. Buggs collects the rebound, and here come the Bears, down 8-6, 4.5 minutes into the ball game. Talia Scott tries to split the defense, nearly loses it, and she traveled along the sideline. Tell you what, they like to, you heard Coach Nikki talking about out there, they will double team off screens there on the edge with their 5s, with their post players, and I think that's thrown Baylor off early, particularly Talia Scott, who has 3 turnovers.
Well, you've got to make sure that you handle that kind of trap, and Baylor its last 5 with 4 turnovers. That's just really tough, and they've allowed 6 straight points now from Arizona.
Milani Cornfield buries a jumper off the dribble from the free throw line. It is a 10-6 Arizona lead. Baylor off to a quiet offensive start here. Buggs has it right edge for the Bears. Turns and faces the basket. She has 4 of Baylor's 6 points. Gives it off to Jenna Van Geitenbeek, top of the arc. Finds Kyla Abraham for a long 2. That's not her shot. Back rim, no. Fight for the offensive rebound in a crowd. It's loose on the floor. Buggs couldn't quite grab a hand on it. And as Arizona grabs it and starts to race the other way, we've got a whistle. Oh, they called a foul on Buggs in that scrum, and that is Buggs' second foul. And so we may not see much of her for the duration of this first half, which is unfortunate. Baylor off to a sluggish start, down 10-6 to Arizona with 4:45 to play here in this first quarter. I want to say hello to all of you watching on the Nextlink Courtside Cam. Nextlink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Bears are going to try to get it going on the offensive end when we come back, down 10-6 early on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, the Bears trying to find their stride here, off to a slow start again, albeit not like they were in Lubbock on Wednesday night. Still, they're down 10-6 early as Arizona has scored 6 straight points, really fed in part by 4 turnovers by the Bears, 3 of them by Talia Scott. Baylor has more turnovers than made field goals in the early going, and as such, they really haven't been able to get things going on offense. And Lauren, when they have got some looks, the looks have been really uncharacteristically off. Not that you can't miss shots, but they've just been way off.
Yeah, just kind of uncomfortable, just
that's a good
not
way to
even
put it.
feeling confident either in the shot. They were for those first 6 shots. I mean, they were really nice, well-designed plays, and Janet Van Geitenbeek assisted on all of them. But since then, Baylor's just a little uncertain at the moment. And then turnovers certainly don't help you at all. Baylor has a total of 4, but the last couple have led to points for Arizona. And Arizona will have the basketball back after the second foul was called on Dariana Littlepage Buggs, and we're just 5 minutes into this first quarter.
Yeah, and you hate to see that because Baylor's offense has been sluggish without Buggs in there, and especially when Bella and Buggs have been in foul trouble, which is not the case right now at the moment, just Buggs. Ting Dunn and Kyla Abraham check in for the Bears, who play defensively along with Markayla Johnson. It's Van Geitenbeek, Markayla, Dunn, Bella, and Abraham. Arizona out of the timeout will send Sugapong Cornfield, so 2 ball handlers out there, along with Cameron Kitchen, Tremail, and Francois. Arizona has the ball out of the immediate timeout. Kitchen bounces to Francois, top of the arc. Francois tries to feed it along the sideline to Cornfield. Too tall for the 5'6" guard from Buffalo, and it's going to be Baylor basketball.
All right, it's a 3rd turnover for Arizona. Baylor so far has not been able to manufacture any points off of those, so here we go with Baylor with the ball again.
Markayla Johnson has it high along the right side for the Bears. Spins it to Jana Van Geitenbeek, who cooks it to a cutting Dunn. Catch and shoot from her left elbow, good.
Now, Dunn has been feeling that shot, and that one was a confident one where she's been getting into the lane and pulling up the jumper, and Baylor needed out of the worst way.
Yeah, that cuts the Arizona lead in half. It's 10-8, 4:09 to play first quarter. Cornfield operating inside, tried a shot, blocked emphatically out of bounds by Kyla Abraham.
Boy, that's 2 blocks for Baylor, and both of them have have been really solid blocks. KJ got one earlier that led to a Baylor possession, but wow, that was emphatic by Kyla Abraham.
Molly Ladwig returns for Arizona as they hit a backdoor cutting. Nolani Cornfield going to the basket, and she's fouled on her way there and met by Bella Fauntleroy. So that's her first. That is yes, I'm sorry, that is on Bella Fauntleroy. So she picks up her first, and that's going to send Cornfield to the free throw line.
Fauntleroy flew in the air, ready to reject that basketball, but Cornfield did not go down.
First free throw is good by Cornfield.
Well, Cornfield did not go up with the ball. She got down after Bella fell on her. So second free throw coming.
Second is also good. Nolani Cornfield came to Arizona from the University at Buffalo with her head coach, Becky Burke. It's a 12-8 Arizona lead. Here's Van Geitenbeek into the front court. Markayla comes and gets and feeds Dunn on the left edge. Dunn to Abraham at the top of the key. Fires it high for Markayla. She fumbles it but gets it back along the sideline. 10 to shoot for the Bears. Markayla Johnson dribbles into a pull-up jumper and knocks it down from the free throw line. Excuse me, Lord, her best shots this year have been those mid-range jumpers off the dribble. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Baylor down 12-10. In transition, Ladwig gets the pass and hits a three out of the right corner to give the Wildcats their biggest lead of the first quarter at 15-10. 3:19 to play, quarter number one. Here's Bella Fauntleroy, left edge, crossing over on the dribble, spinning inside into a double team, gets rid of it outside. Now the Bears will try to reset as Van Geitenbeek has it at the top of the arc, races inside, kicks it in the left corner to Dunn, whose three is online but too strong. It caroms back into the hands of Welch. Welch races into the front court. 3 minutes to play, quarter number one. Pass inside for the Wildcats, and Francois misses in close, surrounded by Bears. Baylor in transition, Jana Van Geitenbeek outlets it ahead to a cutting Kyla Abraham, who's stripped to the basketball, but it's out of bounds to the Bears.
Baylor's good at rim running, and that was a nice delivered pass, but Arizona got back quickly, and then Kyla caught that ball and came down into her hands. It was knocked away, but Baylor maintains possession.
Van Geitenbeek feeds it in from the baseline to a cutting Dunn in close, and she's got 5 early points, finishing from just inside.
Glad Baylor finally, on an inbound pass like that, underneath the basket, took advantage of it.
Welch is fouled on a three by Bella Fauntleroy, and just like that, Bugs and Bella both are in foul trouble here in the first quarter. Well, that's not what you wanted. Bella with her second, and that is the fourth on the Bears, and that's going to bring Talia Scott back in the game, and Kaylin Elms will check in for the first time. Baylor is down 15-12 here early, but Welch going to the free throw line, and the concern right now is that you're going to have to navigate the next 12 and a half minutes mostly or completely without the services of your two veterans who just keep things moving more smoothly than anyone else as Welch hits the first free throw. Arizona 5 of 5 from the free throw line on the year, a 74% free throw shooting team, 6 of 6 now, and that was a 3. So she's got one more coming. Is good. So just like that, it's a 6-point Arizona lead with 150 seconds to go in the first quarter. Talia Scott gallops into the front court, directs traffic to her former Auburn teammate Yuting Dunn. Dunn takes the feed, sets her feet, lets a three go, and that's way off the mark. It actually almost banked in. Now here is the other way coming Arizona. Cornfield off the dribble, can't get a pull-up jumper to fall. Offensive rebound, though, is grabbed by Blessing Arbenjo, who just checked in, and she's fouled on the putback attempt by Kaylin Elms. Elms is hit with the foul, her first, team's 5th, so Arizona shooting the penalty the rest of the first quarter. And so far, Louis, they've come out as really... I don't know if you'd say they're the more aggressive team, but they've been sort of doing what they want to do and making the Bears look, you used the word uncomfortable. I think that was a good word. First free throw is good. Arbenjo has one more, and she hits them both. And Arizona is off to a strong start, leading 20-12 here with just over 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Talia Scott Guarded by Cornfield. Around at Nelms' screen. Lobs it to Nelms, left edge. She bounces it back inside to a cutting Markayla Johnson, who lost the ball. Got it back. Coach Nicky wanted a foul, but to no avail. 10 seconds now on the shot clock for the Bears. Talia Scott stalking at the top of the arc. Nearly loses it. Loses it in a crowd. Ladwig takes it away, drives the other way, and gives Arizona a 10-point lead with a breakaway layup.
Boy, it's second chance points. It's points off of turnovers. It's hitting with free throws. And that is just burying Baylor a little bit right now, but a foul called on Ladwig, on Bella Fauntleroy, who's back out there.
That is Ladwig's second foul, the team's third. So a little bit of a roll of the dice, if you will, but you need her out there. And with 2 fouls, she is on the floor offensively, as Markayla Johnson plays it into Talia Scott, feeds Yuting Dunn, drives inside, pops a jumper from just inside the free throw line and leaves it short. Welch with the rebound. Arizona on a 7-0 run, leading 22-12. Sugapong steps into a 3, leaves it well short. Did Nelms get a hand on that?
I think somebody got a hand on it.
I think Nelms may have.
Well short.
Here is Markayla Johnson feeding Nelms inside, and as she was preparing a post move, she was grabbed by Francois. Beg your pardon, that was Banjo. Banjo's first and the team's fourth. Next one will have Baylor shooting the penalty for the final minute or so of the first quarter. Here's a pass out to Yuting Dunn, not quite quick enough to get her an open 3 in the left corner. There's a bounce down low to Nelms. Backs inside and has her post move and shot block. It ends up in the hands of Bella Fauntleroy. Her putback is knocked away from behind and sent way over the basketball, back over the rim. There comes Arizona the other way. Welch tries a jumper that's contested and misses. Baylor gets it back. Nelms with a rebound. Pass ahead to Yuting Dunn. Attacking the lane. Leaves the right-handed runner short. It's out of bounds to Baylor. Well, Yuting Dunn has been aggressive here early since checking in. However, 2 of 6 from the floor. Getting some looks, just leaving them a little bit short here.
Yeah, I think it's just all of a sudden a little bit thrown off by missing some of those threes that she's had. Some pretty good looks there. She was really confident earlier, but it seems like she's just lost a little bit of that.
43 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Bears are down by 10. Pass it out to Markayla Johnson, who had room to try a 3, eventually let it fly and missed it off the back rim. Arizona with the rebound. They can't play for the last shot. There's about 8 seconds, maybe 9 between the clocks. Ladwig feeds out a Banjo. Banjo between the circles, well beyond her range, hands it back to Cornfield. They're going to play for essentially one shot here as Cornfield, with 10 on the shot clock, begins her dribble. Banjo sets a screen. Cornfield finds room, 5 to shoot, kicks it out to Sugapong for 3, and she left it short. Bella Fauntleroy skies for the rebound. Baylor can play for the last shot, down by 10. Cross midcourt with 6, with 5. Here's Markayla Johnson driving inside, and she is fouled on the floor. A blocking foul is going to send her to the free throw line. Will send Markayla to the line with 4.2 seconds left as Shanna Van Geitenbeek and Kirsten Johnson check in. Urano with the foul, her first, team's 5th. And Markayla Johnson, who's at 54%, but has been better as of late. Laura goes to strike.
13 of 14 from the free throw line in her last six games. And I'm always nervous to talk about that. Somebody heads to the line.
Francois will check in as the first free throw by Markayla. Knocks it down.
All right, thank you, Markayla.
Arizona, after the shot, will have 4.2 seconds to go the length of the floor. One more coming for the Baylor freshman. Markayla bends the knees, shot up, and it rattles out. Rebound is loose, grabbed by Nelms. 2 seconds, find Markayla, hooks it up and in! At the first quarter buzzer. What a job inside by Kaylin Elmsley. She was determined. She grabbed the rebound well beneath the backboard, fought her way to get a view of the floor, and found a cutting Nelms for the layup.
Boy, managed to stay right on the free throw line, stay in bounds, and Markayla did not go back on defense. She came back towards the basket. What a nice find for Nelms, and a little bit of a shot in the arm for Baylor.
Now the Bears score 3 points in the final 4 seconds of this first quarter. Now they're going to review it to make sure it was in a timely manner, but at the moment it's a 22-15 Baylor lead at the end of the first quarter. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans It has been confirmed. That is good. Central National Bank, our season presenting sponsor, proudly serving Central Texas and Waco, Temple, and Austin. Think different. Bank Central, Central National Bank. Not a great start for the Bears, but they get a little spark at the end, down 22-15 at the end of the first quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Let's go, Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee, and don't miss the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack, because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, the Bears struggled with turnovers in the first quarter, 4 of them in the first 4 minutes. They finished with 5 overall, but find themselves trailing by a 22-15 score at the end of one to Arizona. Both teams shooting 35% from the field. Arizona, though, has got to the line with some regularity. 9 of 9 from the stripe. Baylor is 1 of 2. The Bears right now with 2 of their key cogs in foul trouble. Dariana Little-Page Buggs and Bella Fauntleroy each picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter. And as such, that has Coach Nicky having to sort of massage the lineup here. We did see Bella back out there at the end of the first quarter with 2 fouls defensively. For the Bears, actually led in scoring by Markayla Johnson. She has 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting, 4 apiece for Eugene Dunn and Dariana Little-Page Buggs. Arizona is paced by Nolani Cornfield off a career-high 25-point game on Wednesday. She has 6 points in the first quarter. Already 5 assists for Jana Van Geitenbeek. 5 assists on Baylor's 7 made field goals. 22-15 the score. Arizona will have the ball to start the second quarter, and they play it into Ladwig. Ladwig also has 2 fouls for the Wildcats. Ladwig angles to the left side and feeds it to Sugapong. So they look it inside now to Cornfield, and Cornfield is fouled. Got Nelms off her feet. She came flying in and just sort of landed on Cornfield, and that is Nelms' second foul and the first on the Bears here in the second quarter. The Wildcats will play it in from the baseline. Sugapong looking, spins it to Francois, hooks it back to Sugapong. Pops a jumper from the right elbow. No, fight for the rebound. That battle won by Kayla Nelms. Nelms feeds it ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek, already with 5 first quarter assists. And now so she see if she can pick up one on her first possession of the second quarter. Van Geitenbeek spins it to Talia Scott, fakes a 3, drives inside, attacks the basket, and rolls it over the side of the rim and in.
She had an open look from the 3, but decided I have a little bit of a lane and let's go in. And that's 5 straight points for Baylor going back to last quarter.
That makes it a 5-point game. That's first scoring of the evening for Talia Scott.
Yeah, it was only her second shot she's gotten off.
Francois pirouettes through the lane and then airballs the layup attempt. Baylor grabs the rebound. Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek feeding it inside to Nelms. Nelms sees a cutting Markayla Johnson, who lays it in with the left hand. Best start of any game this season for the true freshman. She has 7 of Baylor's 19 points, and the Bears have cut the deficit to 3. Back out there is Tremail for Arizona. KJ in as well for the Bears. Tremail clears some room and hits a turnaround, a soft touch off the front rim and in to end the Baylor run and make it a 24-19 ballgame. Baylor had scored 7 straight before that bucket. Kaylin Nelms takes the feed at the free throw line, and as the Bears attack the bucket inside, a foul is called on the Wildcats. And that is going to go against Nolani Cornfield. Nolani Cornfield's first and the team's first. Kyla Abraham is in for Kaylin Nelms, who had 2 rebounds and 2 assists in the first quarter. KJ is in for her. Kyla Abraham is in as well. Minute and a half gone here in this second quarter. Here is Talia Scott dancing on the left edge, hooking it to Kyla Abraham, perimeter left. Abraham, well beyond her range, is fouled by Cameron Kitchen. Cameron Kitchen getting a little handsy out there. I can tell you, Kyla Abraham is not going to shoot it from out there.
She's not. She's going to get up to the elbow, maybe.
Beg your pardon, that was Blessing Adebanjo picking up the foul, her second. Still, nonetheless, point remains.
Yes.
Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek, top of the arc. Sugapong on her defensively. She angles it right side with a pass to Markayla Johnson. Markayla asks for a screen from Kyla Abraham, hooks it right elbow to Kyla, puts it on the floor, leans in, and uses the glass to knock it home.
Kyla made the right decision with the basketball and went strong. And that again, tough shot off the glass, but goes in. Baylor within 3.
3-point game once again, and Talia Scott called for a blocking foul as she bumps into Sugapong. That's Scott's first and the team's second. Baylor has scored 6 of the second quarter's 8 points and has pulled to within 3, down 24-21 with 7:49 to play in the first half. Here is Adebanjo, spins it left side to Sugapong. Coming up to get his Cornfield, gives it back to Sugapong on a weave, throws it off the leg of Talia Scott. Talia chases down the loose ball. The Bears have a steal. Baylor looking for just their second bucket off of an Arizona turnover. There's a pass to KJ, up top to Jana, catch and shoot 3 is too strong. Kyla soars inside a crowd for the offensive rebound. Bounces to Van Geitenbeek, finds Markayla Johnson spinning at the free throw line. She thinks wisely to pass it back outside with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Jana, right edge, lobbing it inside to KJ, attacks inside but leaves the runner short. KJ couldn't quite hit, and then Kyla Abraham couldn't quite grab the offensive rebound. Milani Cornfield tried to fake a foul, didn't get the call, and lost the ball out of bounds. Baylor got a hand on it.
That was Jana Van Geitenbeek who went back down in transition and just got her hand on that basketball to knock it out. A little bit of contact, but no call.
Welch checks back in for the Wildcats, a junior starter, a transfer from Memphis. This is an Arizona team that lost all but one of their players from last year, and that player, Montoya Dew, is injured. Arizona plays it into Sugapong, catch and shoot 3 is in and out. Boy, that was about halfway down, just would not stay. Now Baylor can pull it with 1 or tie it with a 3. Aggressive defense by Cornfield. Jana Van Geitenbeek has it on the right side. 6:49 to play first half. Baylor down 24-21. Van Geitenbeek spins it to Abraham, feeds it high right wing to Markayla, and lobs it down low to Abraham. Abraham is called for a travel. She sort of danced trying to make a decision and just shuffled the feet. Bears have held Arizona without a point for the last 2+ minutes. 6.5 to play here. It's a 24-21 Arizona lead. They have the basketball. Adebanjo takes the feed, drives inside, leaves the runner short. Rebound grab by Markayla Johnson. Markayla trying to thread through a crowd all the way into the front court, attacks the bucket and loses the ball out of bounds. About 1-on-3. Tell you what, Lori, she moved about halfway across the court in a couple of dribbles with 2 players right on her. And lost the ball out of bounds, but Baylor will keep it with 23 to shoot. Jana Van Geitenbeek will play it in, looking from the baseline, finds KJ. Catch and shoot mid-range, I beg your pardon, is too strong. Rebound to the Wildcats. It's been 24-21 for a while. Sugapong tries to change that, and she does with a chance at a 3-point play, hitting the runner and drawing the foul on Kirsten Johnson. That's KJ's first and the team's third. Dariana Littlepage Buggs with 2 fouls is back in with 6:12 to play in the first half. Markayla Johnson is out along with Abraham. Buggs and Yuting Dunn are back in. Yuting Dunn with 5 points in the first half. Sugapong misses the shot short. 4 points, I beg your pardon, for Dunn off the bench. Sugapong can't complete the 3-point play. The Bears grab the rebound. Jana kicks it out to Talia Scott. Corner 3 is no good. Too strong. She had a great look on it, but just could not hit. Here comes Arizona with the rebound, racing back the other way. Pocket pick. Talia Scott took it away from Welch. Gallops into the front court. Welch knocks it away from behind. It's going to stay with the Bears. Well, both teams have been quiet offensively as of late. The Bears have now gone 2 minutes and 13 seconds without a point.
Baylor has been 0 for 8 from beyond the arc. They've had some really good looks, including that last one from Talia. What Talia Scott needs to do is have one go down, because we know how much that ignites her.
Nice feed out of the inbound pass. A pass from Jana to Scott. Bounces it to a cutting KJ for the layup.
You know what? Or know what you're going to do with the basketball. And Talia with a great bounce pass for the assist.
Sugapong gets inside on the Wildcats and has her shot deflected there by Yu-Ting Dunn. Baylor down 26-23 with the basketball. 5:20 to play first half. Dunn feeds it to a cutting Bugs beneath the bucket. Couple extra passes out to Talia Scott, who is banged into by Tremail, and I think Tremail tries to show she didn't mean anything by it by trying to help her up quickly, but that was like safety out there on the right edge, and Scott fouled hard by Denia Tremail, the freshman from Cincinnati.
I think she knew what she thought Talia was about to pull the trigger on the three, and then Talia put the ball on the floor and started to dribble around her, and they just collided.
Yu-Ting Dunn spins it in from the right sideline to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Jana angles to the right edge. Now wants to penetrate, hooks it out to Bugs. Bugs steps into a jumper from the top of the key on line, but too strong. Offensive rebound, Yu-Ting Dunn, and she's undercut by Sugapong. That is Sugapong's second and the team's third.
As Baylor battling on the boards, they have been out-rebounded in that first quarter, but now they've got a 5-rebound edge and have pulled down 7 offensive rebounds, but only 2 second-chance points off of those. Let's see if they can get another second-chance bucket off of this possession.
Make it work here, and we've got a whistle as the Bears play it in, and a foul.
It's a foul on Arizona. I think it's on Cornfield.
It is on Cornfield again, and that's her second.
Just kind of scared everybody.
It did. That looked odd, yeah.
Little Paige
Bugs came jogging away. I got nervous. Talia Scott goes to the free throw line. That's the 5th foul on Arizona. Nelms is back in for the Bears. KJ exits. And Talia Scott will try to score at the free throw line, where she has been so good this year. 89% first free throw is good. One more coming.
All right, you see one go through. Let's see if that can just ignite Talia Scott. She had a great assist just a moment ago for that bucket for KJ.
Free throw also good. She hits them both. And it's a 1-point Arizona lead, 26-25, halfway through the second quarter. Milani Cornfield now playing with 2 fouls. Key players for both teams in some early foul trouble. Cornfield harassed by Jana Van Geitenbeek. Adabanjo tries to set a screen, but the Bears stay with her. Adabanjo takes the feed and then sends it cross court from right to left to Sugapong. Sugapong attacks, bounces it to no one through a crowd. Did the Bears get a hand on it? It appears that they did. It'll stay with Arizona with 8 seconds to shoot following our second quarter immediate timeout. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Bears trail 26-25, 4:43 to play in the first half here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam Dunk Cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
So with a 1-point lead, just over halfway halfway through the second quarter, it's a 26-25 lead for the Wildcats. They have 6 points from Nolani Cornfield. Meanwhile, balance for the Bears, 7 for Markayla Johnson, 4 apiece for Kirsten Johnson, Yu-Ting Dunn, Dariana Littlepage Buggs, and Talia Scott. Lori Baylor's been dealing with foul trouble to Dariana Littlepage Buggs and Bella Fauntleroy, 2 of these seniors, of course, honored on the floor tonight's senior night before the game. And as you said a moment ago, and you've said this before, and it's true, you just kind of have to weather the stretches where they're not available.
You really do. It's weathering the storm at this moment. But Baylor's now within 1 point. They haven't been within 1 point since the 6-13 mark in the first quarter, so more than 11 minutes that they have just been able to see Arizona be the one to take control. But Baylor has outscored them 10-4 here in the second quarter. And Baylor will not have the basketball when they come back. The ball was knocked out of bounds by Baylor, and 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Arizona when we come back, and they are the ones inbounding the basketball. So another big stop for Baylor needed here.
2 key players for Arizona, we should mention, also have 2 fouls apiece. Samaya Sugapong and Nolani Cornfield. Out of the timeout, Arizona will have Cornfield, Tremail, Sugapong, Adebanjo, and Welch, I believe. The Bears, meanwhile, defensively, Van Geitenbeek, Dunn, Nelms, Scott, and Buggs. As Lori said, the Wildcats will have 8 seconds to clear a shot. Once they play it in from the baseline and they feed it up top, it is Welch giving it to Sugapong. 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot, whistle away from the ball. And Arizona is going to get a fresh 20 as Kayla Nelms is called for her 3rd foul. So she must have put a forearm in there trying to slow down Adebanjo, and she is called for her 3rd foul. The team's 4th, and KJ will check back in. That's a shame because she's been active when she's been out there here in this first half.
Big rebounds and 2 huge assists.
Cornfield having some trouble getting it in, barely plays it into Adebanjo. Adebanjo gives it off to Cornfield, finds Adebanjo again on the left baseline, lets the jumper fly, no good. Long-armed rebound, though, in a crowd by Welch, and Arizona will get another look at it. They have the ball up by 1, 26-25. Sugapong pops a mid-range jumper, no. Buggs and KJ there for the rebound, and Buggs ends up tipping it to KJ. Shanna Van Geitenbeek across midcourt for the Bears, who have a chance to claim the lead. Baylor's largest lead was 2, it's 6-4. Shanna Van Geitenbeek gives it up top to KJ, back to Van Geitenbeek, left edge, attacks downhill. Oh, a little bit of contact, no whistle, and she misses the pull-up jumper. The Bears were lucky she didn't get called for a foul there. Oh, Yu-Ting Dunn in transition. Chases down Sugapong and blocks her layup attempt off the back rim. Bears get it back the other way. Now she tries a 3 at the other end and gets it done. At both ends of the floor, a block at one end, a 3 at the other. Baylor is in front 28-26, their first lead since the opening 3 minutes. Now a missed shot by Welch and another offensive rebound by Arizona. Adebanjo gets the putback to tie the game at 28. 200 seconds to play here in the first half. Tie ball game. Baylor were trailed by as many as 10 and now has tied the game. Here's a pass down low to Dariana Littlepage Buggs. Pushes it in the corner. Talia Scott knocks down a 3. That's more like it from Talia Scott, who is 0 for her first 2 beyond the arc. Baylor has hit its last 2 3-point attempts, and it is a 31-28 Baylor lead.
Well, if you can get both players to get hot at one time, I mean, it just energizes everything, especially on the defensive end. See if Baylor can get another big stop.
Adebanjo, I beg your pardon. Tremail tries a tough turnaround in crowd. No good. Baylor with another rebound, up by a 31-28 score. KJ fumbles a pass from Van Geitenbeek, but chases it back down. Gives it outside to Talia Scott. Scott wants to attack Sugapong. Off the dribble, that's a 3. Fly, and she's fouled. 3 free throws coming by Talia Scott. Sugapong picks up her 3rd foul.
Well, earlier, we saw Arizona knock down 3 free throws, and we haven't seen that against Baylor. I'm not sure if it's happened maybe a couple of times this year, but Talia Scott gets there regularly with a 3-point opportunity, all from the free throw line.
Well, Talia Scott already 2 for 2. We'll get 3 cracks at it here. It's a 31-28 Baylor lead. First free throw is good, just floated it in. You know, Baylor got off to a slow start in this one. Turnovers allowed Arizona to fuel a run that saw them lead by a 22-12 at one point. But since then, as Talia Scott is ready for the second free throw, and it is good, rattles home. Baylor just kind of had to stay with it, Lori. Had to stay with it, dealing with the foul trouble, as you said. And since that point, Baylor has outscored them 21-6, and they can make it 22-6. If Talia can hit the free throw, she does. Perfect on all 3. Meanwhile, Markayla Johnson back in. She has 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting.
That's 9 points for Baylor quickly on the threes from Dunn and Talia, and then Talia from the 3-point line with all 3 free throws. So Baylor has extended its lead now to 6.
2:20 to play here in the opening half. Cornfield leans in a crowd after throwing on the brakes and can't finger roll it in. Rebound grab by Markayla Johnson. Throws it ahead to Bella Fauntleroy. 2:10 to play first quarter. Baylor's up by a game-high 6-point lead for them. Jana Van Geitenbeek dancing at the top of the arc, looking for someone to come and get. Yuting Dunn was held, trying to come off a screen. She's going to go to the free throw line.
Well, if Kitchen did not hang on to Dunn, she was going to pop out free beyond the arc, and she's already had one that really got Baylor going here late in the second quarter.
Yuting Dunn, 7 points, 3 of 7 shooting, going to the free throw line for the first time, where she is at 74% on the season. First one is good. So she missed a couple shots, but I like seeing that aggression from her. I like seeing her attack, and you know, I think for Baylor to get where it wants to be, you know, you need to find more points than you have as of late, and Yuting Dunn certainly a good candidate for that. Second free throw, too strong. Kitchen chases down the board for the Wildcats.
Key to Baylor's offense, but also just has really come alive here offensively in the second quarter, or defensively rather.
Cornfield dancing and throws a pass out to Kitchen, whose 3 is too strong, and it bounces off the top of the backboard and rolls over the back and out of bounds to the Bears.
Boy, in this quarter, Arizona just has gone ice cold. They are 3 for 15.
Baylor has scored 14 of the game's last 16 points to open up a 7-point lead with just over 90 seconds to play. Dunn takes the feed from Van Geitenbeek, lets the 3 fly. It is short. Fight for the offensive rebound. Bella chases it down in the corner, lets the 3 fly. No. Another offensive rebound by KJ. Sends it out to Bella. Scoops it out to Van Geitenbeek. And now with 1:18 to play in the first quarter, Baylor's going to slow down a little bit. Now Jana speeds up, attacks, pushes it off glass and misses too hard. Rebound loose on the floor and picked up by Ladwig. Ladwig with a behind-the-back dribble, races into the front court, wants to attack, fires off the dribble, misses the shot. Van Geitenbeek collects the rebound. 1 minute to play first half. Baylor up 35-28. It's been an excellent second quarter, and they're trying to close it strong. They've scored 20, have the Bears, of the second quarter's 26 points. KJ spins it out to Yuting Dunn. High on the right side. Kitchen on her, puts it on the floor. Dunn inside, pops a floater and misses. Rebound to Kitchen. Kitchen races into the front court, about 10 seconds between the clocks, 35 to play. Pass inside to Tremail, and in a crowd, she muscles it in somehow. That snaps a 7-0 Baylor run, makes it a 35-30 ball game. Shot clock is dark, so the Bears can play for the first half's final shot. Van Geitenbeek harassed by Cornfield at midcourt. Down to 17 seconds to play in the opening half. Van Geitenbeek at the top of the arc, spins it over to Dunn. Dunn looks like she wants to attack with 9. Now spins it to Bella Fauntleroy. Attacks the bucket. Sends it in the corner. Markayla Johnson for 3, and she knocks it down. With 2 seconds to go, Arizona won't try a shot, and that's the way the first half draws to a close. How about on this senior night, the freshman Markayla Johnson with a tremendous first half. Already her best game of the year, just one half of basketball into it. She scored more points than this, but in a game like this, 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting in the first half to go along with 3 rebounds and assists, and she closed the first and second quarters, Lori, with a bucket.
Absolutely, and you look at Bella Fauntleroy, who had a chance to score at the rim, and I think she was wide open to do that, but along the baseline, she saw MJ over in the corner. Markayla Johnson caught that ball, confidently drained the 3. She has 10 points, 4 of 6 shooting. She hit 1 3-pointer. 3 rebounds, 1 assist. What an excellent quarter. And Baylor goes into the locker room leading 38-30.
Yeah, Baylor outscores them 23-8 in the second quarter. How about that? The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Bears by 8, 38-30 at halftime. Our Nissan halftime report is coming up straight ahead from Foster Pavilion. We'll give you stats, other scores, and get you ready for the third quarter when we come back after this at Foster Pavilion, where the Bears lead 38-30 at halftime on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show, brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Again to Foster Pavilion at halftime. It's the Nissan halftime report. Nissan, innovation that excites. The Bears got off to a slow start. It trailed by as many as 10 points in the first quarter at 22-12. But since then, they have outscored Arizona 26-8, including a 23-8 cushion in the second quarter, and lead at intermission 38-30. Let's take a look at team stats in this one. Baylor now out shooting Arizona 37-29%. Baylor is 14 of 38 from the field. Arizona is 10 of 34. Baylor 3 of 13 from beyond the arc. Arizona is 1 of 7. Wildcats 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Baylor 7 of 9 from the stripe. Were you trying to keep me from having to see the TCU floor on the highlights?
Yes.
That floor is just unspeakably hideous, and I appreciate you helping me out here as we share the stats. Let's see. Rebounding-wise, Baylor has a slight lead, 19-17, and a 9-5 edge on the offensive boards, but Arizona has 8 second-chance points to Baylor's 4. The Bears have forced 5 Arizona turnovers and given it up 6 times, but Baylor turned the ball over 4 times in the first 4 minutes, and that means in the next 16 minutes they only turned it over twice, and that led to 6 Arizona points off of turnovers. Baylor has scored 4 off of Arizona's miscues. The Bears have 12 assists on 14 field goals. Arizona with 3 on 10. The Wildcats are led by Denia Trammell and Nalani Cornfield with 6 points apiece. Cornfield 2 of 6. Trammell 2 of 3 from the field. Sumaya Sugapong, who averages double figures for them and has hit double-digit points in 11 of her last 12 games. Baylor's done a nice job on her in the first half. 2 points on just 1 of 10 shooting. For the Bears, 2 in double figures. Talia Scott has 10. Maybe not a big surprise there. Talia Scott, Baylor's double-digit score per game, actually averaging over 20 per game. But how about freshman Markayla Johnson? Markayla Johnson has had already, I'd say, her most impactful game in a Baylor uniform, and there is still a half to go. She has scored 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting. This is her first double-digit scoring game since December the 3rd against Southeastern Louisiana. As we said, 10 points for both Markayla and Talia Scott. 8 points for Yuting Dunn, although she's still looking to find her shot. 3 of 9 from the field off the bench. 4 points for Kirsten Johnson and Dariana Littlepage. Bugs with 3 rebounds. Bella Fauntleroy with 6 rebounds, and Jenna Van Geitenbeek with 5 assists. Baylor played much of the first quarter with Bugs and Bella in foul trouble. They picked up 2 first quarter fouls apiece, but the Bears weathered that storm and as such have a 38-30 lead at halftime. It's the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. It's a big weekend in Big 12 play. Again, the Bears control their own destiny for at least a share of the Big 12 title, and there's some other teams we are rooting for, maybe better said rooting against. Laura will give you a look at what's going on in the Big 12 when we come back. 38-30, Baylor leads at halftime on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion, Baylor leading Arizona at the half. It's the Bears 38, the Wildcats 30. Let's take a look at scores around the Big 12 Conference, but we'll go ahead and start with the game earlier today here at Foster Pavilion as Baylor men's basketball outlasted the Sun Devils of Arizona State 73-68. A great second half comeback for the Bears, snapping a 4-game losing streak. So congratulations to Scott Drew and his Bears. At scores around women's basketball today, a final from Morgantown, number 19, West Virginia all over Oklahoma State today, 72-40. Akira Wheeler led the way for the Mountaineers with 18 points and 10 rebounds. Cincinnati over UCF today, 73-60. Kyla Torrance had 8 points and 8 rebounds. Maya Perry had 15 points for the Bearcats. BYU visiting Utah, and it's the Cougars getting a win today. It's 86-74. Delaney Gibb, the sophomore for BYU, led all scorers with a big game, 37 points. Also a final, Arizona State all over Houston today, 81-56. Heloisa Carrera had 23 points in that game. And then Baylor's next opponent, Kansas State, hosting Kansas, but it's the Jayhawks that win on the road, 75-68. Samaya Nichols had 17 points for Kansas in that win. Those are all the finals from Big 12 women's basketball. There's a big game coming up tonight, number 20, Texas Tech at Colorado, and then another big game again tomorrow. Iowa State will visit number 12, TCU. Again, our score at the half, it's Baylor 38, Arizona 30. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Hey Baylor fans, Baylor softball season is currently underway. Come be a part of the action at Getterman Stadium all season long with single game tickets. With general admission tickets starting at just $8, there's no better way to enjoy elite college softball. And if you're coming with friends or family, group tickets are available for $5 each. Get your Baylor softball single game tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears as we rejoin Derek Smith live from Courtside, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Like the second quarter was better than the first, the Bears will try to make the second half better than the first overall. The Bears did close that first half strong, eclipsing Arizona in the second quarter by a 23-8 margin to open up a 38-30 lead at halftime that they will take to the floor as we start the second quarter. It'll be the original starters out there for the Bears. Don't forget Bella Fauntleroy and Dariana Littlepage Buggs. Two seniors are playing with 2 fouls apiece, but let's see if they can limit those here in the second half. Arizona will take the floor with their original starters as well. Urado, Welch, Tremail, Sugapong, and Ladwig. Bears will begin the second half on offense. Lori, they seem to find their rhythm. Let's just keep that up and see if you can make this a sweat-free second half.
Yeah, see if they can do that with the 4 seniors on the floor, too.
Here is Talia Scott attacking to start things off. Cut off in a crowd, spins it to Buggs, top of the key. Buggs puts it on the floor, now gives it to Bella. Bella finds herself all alone, lets the 3 fly, no good. Rebound is knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Bears.
2 Wildcats going for that rebound, as was Buggs, who was blocked out on the play. But 2 players going for it, just gives the ball back to Baylor.
Baylor up 38-30, first possession of the second half. And Arizona, as the Bears play it in, called for a hold. That is Denia Tremail with the foul, her second, and their first of the third quarter. So Van Gattenbeek will play it in for the Bears along the baseline. Jana looking, finds Talia Scott, catch and shoot mid-range jumper, left it short, hit the rim twice, and then the Bears fouled on the floor. Buggs in a crowd gets up off the floor. She was knocked down there, and I believe that's the freshman Urado hit with the foul. Nora Francois will check in for Urado. Their second. And the Bears will play it once again. That's 2 fouls on the Wildcats here on this first possession.
I think they're going to look at it because Buggs went down really hard, and I think had gotten struck in the face. I don't know how. Was blocked
That's
by
a fair question.
the
Yeah,
play,
we were.
Just the way she reacted.
Yeah, she was sandwiched in there, so we didn't get a good look at it, but we'll see if we can now. Will they make this a immediate timeout?
Number 8 for Arizona is under review.
It does not appear that it's going to be immediate timeout, so we'll see if we can get a look at the replay here on the ESPN Plus broadcast. And if it was indeed just a common foul on Urado or if there was some extracurricular. A couple reviews. One was a non-traditional just at the end of the quarter to see if that shot by Markayla Johnson was good, which it was. And now they're looking to see if the foul that was called against Urado for Arizona that resulted in Buggs ending up on the ground was overly aggressive. I don't know if we're going to get a review, Lori. We'll just have to guess. I think it was clearly flagrant. No, I'm just kind of, we have not seen it. We have not seen it, so we don't know.
But the way that Buggs reacted, I thought they might take a look at this one, and they did.
Well, they're taking a look and are going to talk this through here.
On Monday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. for Boston After Dark, presented by Premier ER and Urgent Care.
See, we get some insight that perhaps there was a reverse headlock taking place. We'll see. They have reports from the engineering chair. Our foul review correspondent Bob Baker is sharing information in our ear. We'll see if that is indeed the case. If he's right, is this immediate timeout here? They're treating it as such, and we'll keep it here. We're going to keep it right here and see if we can get a look at things. They're telling the Baylor bench what they saw, but now they're calling Nikki over. And Becky Burke, the head coach for Arizona, is making way over as well. Makes me think there is some extracurricular there as they explain it.
Where they bring both coaches over.
You're
usually,
right.
Even when you see that flagrant foul.
Well, some kudos perhaps to our foul review correspondent. The referee did pantomime a bit of a hook there, so we'll see. All right, here we're going to get the official review now.
The common foul on number 8 for Arizona has been upgraded to a flagrant 1.
It is a flagrant 1.
Anyone from Baylor can shoot 2 shots. Baylor will also receive the ball at half court.
All right, so anyone for the Bears can shoot a pair of free throws, as you heard her say over the replay, over the microphone rather. That's Gina Cross, one of our officials today, with Felicia Grinter and Roy Gobayan. And maybe we'll get a review, Lori, but I do know this. Talia Scott is going to the free throw line. I'm putting my faith in the description of our correspondent, Bob Baker, since you and I were screened out. Here is a look at it. Talia Scott will shoot the free throws. This is, they're just teasing us on the ESPN Plus broadcast, Lori. We keep thinking we're about to get a replay. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Urado just does indeed hook Bugs and then toss her back to the ground. So Talia Scott, who is 5 for 5 from the free throw line, over 89% again, will shoot the technicals. First one is up, and it is good. One more coming. Talia Scott, a game high 11 points. Should we give Bob a microphone, Lori? I say we. He's our engineer. He controls it. He has one on, and we could put it on the air as Talia hits both free throws.
Baylor will get the ball back as well, and on a little 5-0 run going back to the end of the half when Markayla Johnson knocked down her first 3 in Big 12 play on the assist from Bella.
And now a 10-point Baylor lead, first double-digit lead for the Bears. Here's Bugs trying to add to it, but her 3 spins off from the left side. So Baylor gets the 2 free throws, but then can't convert on the shot afterwards after the technical foul called on Urado. Arizona now 40 seconds into the third quarter with their first offensive possession. Supamong spins it to Francois. Francois back out to Sugapong. Sugapong to the middle of the floor. She's just 1 of 10 from the field. She bounces it to Tremail. And as Tremail misses the jumper, she's needlessly bumped into by KJ, and that's going to send her to the free throw line. That's KJ's second and the team's first.
I think KJ was going out to challenge that and trying to knock the basketball away, trying to block it, but came down on her arm.
That will send Tremail to the free throw line, a 69.5% free throw shooter. First one is up, no good, and that'll get the fans in the student section there thinking cupcakes.
Yeah, they got cupcakes earlier in the men's game when Arizona State missed 2 big free throws.
The crowd is primed and ready. Free throw up. Well, unfortunately, they'll have to wait at least another trip back down there as Tremail does hit the second. First scoring of the second half for the Wildcats. Not quite a minute gone in the third quarter. It's a 40-31 Baylor lead. Nora Francois is in for the Wildcats. Francois actually had one of her best games. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right now, Baylor plays it into Fauntleroy, who muscles her way inside, maintains her leverage, and uses the glass to flip it in. Her first bucket of the day. It's a 12 and 11-point Baylor lead as Sugapong misses the right-handed push shot, floated inside. They get the offensive rebound, and the 3 attempt no good by Ladwick. So they missed 2 looks here. Now the Bears come back with it. 90 seconds into the third quarter. Jana Van Geitenbeek with the left-hand dribble. Middle of the floor. Now picks up the dribble and spins it right side. Bugs takes the pass along the baseline and hits the follow-away jumper.
There is nothing like that shot for Bugs. So good on the baseline and in the middle of the paint. The assist from Talia Scott, who gives up the basketball so Bugs can score.
Ladwig drives baseline and really runs into a crowd and is bailed out with a foul call on Dariana Littlepage Bugs. That's Bugs' third and the team's second. I mean, Bugs may have moved a little bit. We can see it perhaps on the replay, but as Ladwig goes to the line, she just sort of attacked the crowd and hoped for a call and got it. Kyla Abraham and Yu-Ting Dunn prepare to check in. Dariana Littlepage, Bugs, and KJ will exit. I'll tell you what, I really hope on this senior night, Bugs ends up with a double-double. That would only be fitting. Right now, she's at 6 points and 4 rebounds and 3 fouls.
You know, she had that nice bucket just a moment ago, but she also assisted on that first bucket scored by Bella. So Bugs just getting all into the game right now, but has to sit down after picking up her 3rd foul. Ladwig
misses the first free throw. Cupcakes on the minds of the students, but she buries the second. 44-32, Baylor by 12. Not quite 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Jana Van Geitenbeek, who had 5 first-half assists, pushes it ahead to Bella Fauntleroy. Muscles her way inside, nearly loses it, and is pulled down to the floor. That's a foul on Arizona.
Open field tackle.
Yes, that was. And Arizona kind of helped her out there. That is on Sugapong, and Sugapong has 4 of them. That's the 3rd on the Wildcats. Really, Bella was chasing after a loose ball, and Sugapong going after it, just cut underneath her, and then pulled her down to boot. Sugapong and Francois exit. Cameron Kitchen and Blessing Adebanjo are in. Bella Fauntleroy is popped in the face, no call. Jana plays it into Kyla Abraham, who loses it, but luckily Jana was hustling back in and chased down the loose ball. Van Geitenbeek feeds it to Abraham. One dribble, and a double dribble is called there. She tried to switch hands and then just came down with both of them.
I think she was thinking, I'm going to go score. A defender came over to challenge her. And she thought about dumping it off, but took that extra rebound.
7:40 to play, 3rd quarter. Arizona with the ball. Baylor with a 12-point lead, 44-32. Cornfield dancing on the perimeter. She's playing with 3 fouls. She spins it over to Ladwig, who airballs a 3. Missed it badly. Eugene Dunn collects the rebound for the Bears and gives it off to Talia Scott. Talia, couple of dribbles, middle of the floor, puts the head down. Cornfield on her, tries to poke it away. Talia maintains possession, spins it out to Jana, unloads a 3 and knocks it down.
That's another assist from Talia Scott, but what's so good about Talia maintaining that possession, 3 Arizona players just collapsed on her, and that meant somebody was wide open. Talia gave up the basketball for her 2nd straight assist. That one to Jana for the 3.
Well, after missing their first 8 3-pointers, Baylor is now 4 for their last 8. However, unfortunately, as Bella Fauntleroy was trying to move down the floor, she is called for a foul, and that's her 3rd. Bella Fauntleroy's 3rd, the team's 3rd. So now she and Bugs each have 3 apiece. Adebanjo dribbles into a pull-up jumper and buries it. That makes it a 47-34 ball game. Baylor by 13. Eugene Dunn is in possession of the basketball, finds Jana, good look at a 3, and she's knocked down 2 in a row.
Oh, and Jana's feeling it now, and Dunn that time with the assist.
Baylor has 18 made shots, 16 of them have been assisted. In close, Jurado misses the shot in the crowd. Jana tips the rebound to Bella, and here comes Talia. Galloping into the front court, thinking about a step back, instead attacking, popping a jumper at the free throw line, and it hit the front rim, back rim, and fell off. Welch the other way with the rebound, dancing into the front court. Bella needs to be careful. She's playing with 3 fouls. They hook it out to Jurado, who bounces to Ladwig. Ladwig guarded along the right baseline by Talia Scott. Ladwig spins it out to Adebanjo. Adebanjo penetrates and sends it back out to Welch. Lets a 3 fly, no good. Rebound kicks all the way out to the right perimeter where Ladwig grabs it, drives inside, misses the wild runner. Jana Van Geitenbeek collects the rebound for the Bears to the middle of the floor. She spins it ahead, left edge to Talia Scott. Scott wants to attack. Head down, dancing at the top of the key. Tries to hook a pass to Kyla Abraham, but there was too much traffic there, and it's stolen by Welch. Baylor is up by 16 points. The Wildcats have the basketball, and a timeout is called by Becky Burke with 5:33 to play here in the first half. That's the first called timeout by either team, and we will take it as well. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central, Central National Bank. Baylor 50, Arizona 34, 5:33 to play 3rd quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
At Magnolia Realty, award-winning agents set the bar for professionalism and excellence. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Magnolia's full-service brokerage will guide you through every step of the process with expert industry knowledge. Their agents are fully invested in learning your story and customizing the real estate experience to suit your stage of life. Magnolia Realty has been serving cities across Texas since 2007, including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected or learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Alongside Lori Fogelman, Derek Smith back here with you at Foster Pavilion on the Baylor-Waco Brazos Riverfront on this senior night. The Bears got off to a slow start, trailing Arizona by a score of 22-12, but since then they've outscored the Wildcats 38-12, and as such have been steadily pulling away since they reclaimed the lead in the second quarter. And now you want to keep it going. And Lori, one thing Baylor's been doing very, very well is sharing the basketball and setting up teammates. 16 assists for the Bears on 18 made field goals. Jana Van Geitenbeek has 5 of them. Talia Scott has 4. And, you know, you look at this, everyone who has played except for Kyla Abraham has an assist, and she may soon get in on the act.
Yeah, Baylor is 4 of its last 5, and the ability for the Bears to be able to assist in all different kinds of ways. Talia Scott has 2 of those assists here in this second half. Buggs has the other one on a Bella-made shot, and then we saw Dunn just a moment ago feeding Jana Van Geitenbeek for her second straight 3. So Baylor also not only sharing the scoring around, but they're also sharing the assists.
Well, you look at the scoring, it's also been pretty evenly distributed. You know, you have 2 in double figures for the Bears. Talia Scott with a game-high 12. 10 for Markayla Johnson. The freshman has been excellent off the bench tonight, but then 8 for Yu-Ting Dunn, 6 apiece for Dariana Littlepage Buggs and Jana Van Geitenbeek, 4 for Kirsten Johnson, 2 apiece for Bella Fauntleroy and Kyla Abraham. Just, you know, really a good balance here so far.
And you've got Markayla Johnson back out there for the Bears, and she was just extraordinary in that first half, playing with a lot of confidence.
5:33 to play in the third quarter. Baylor up 50-34 on Arizona. The Wildcats will play it in out of the timeout with 23 seconds on the shot clock. It is Ladwig in the left corner trying to feed it inside to Tremail, who walked with it. Tremail walked with the basketball, and that's going to give it back to the Bears, who have an opportunity to push the lead even further. The 16-point lead is their largest. Bears have converted 4 of their last 5 field goal attempts. Jana Van Geitenbeek dancing between the circles. Bounces to a cutting Dunn, floats and leaves the jumper short. Rebound batted back towards the baseline and chased down by Ladwig. Here's Cornfield coming the other way with it. Nolani Cornfield has 6 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Cornfield attacking, pops a jumper and left it well short. Good defense there by Markayla Johnson staying with her. And the rebound collected by Bella Fauntleroy. Here come the Bears up by 16. Van Geitenbeek has it on the right edge of the arc. Spins it to Bella Fauntleroy, middle of the floor, now left wing to Yu-Ting Dunn. Dunn on the perimeter, kicks it to Abraham, lobs it down low to Bella, who lays it in, and now Kyla Abraham has an assist.
Wow, all made buckets here in this second half, all assisted, and that was a beautiful find and confident find from Kyla Abraham to Bella Fauntleroy.
Oh, and now Bella takes a charge, her signature defensive play on senior day. She stood in there, and boy, about got mowed down by Nora Francois, but she's used to that. That is Francois' first and the 4th on the Wildcats. Baylor has the ball and an 18-point lead.
Boy, Bella really did get pounded there, but she was able to fall without too many consequences. Baylor with the basketball.
Jana Van Geitenbeek, middle of the floor for the Bears. Looks to the right side of the floor, now retreats near the center jump circle. 10 on the shot clock. Oh, she has the ball deflected and then loses it to Cornfield. Cornfield back the other way, dumps it off to Francois, who lays it in and snaps a nearly 3-minute scoring drought for the Wildcats. Still, the Bears are up by a 16-point margin, 52-36. Van Geitenbeek, top of the arc, spins it to Bella Fauntleroy, further along the left wing to Yu-Ting Dunn, attacks the bucket, tries to bounce it inside to Abraham. It kicks away, but right to Markayla Johnson, who says, look what I found, and lays it in. 12 points for Markayla Johnson. The Baylor lead is 18 once more. Cornfield picks up the dribble, is forced to fire it inside to Francois, who collaborates nicely with a driving Tremail for the bounce and the layup. 16-point game once again, 54-38, 3:22 to play, third quarter. Baylor with the ball and the lead. Abraham is called for the offensive foul. She started to drive inside, and Francois was in there to take the charge. That's Abraham's first and the team's 4th. Baylor has doubled up the Wildcats in this third quarter, 16-8. After nearly tripling them up in the third quarter, 23-8, and that's after the Wildcats got off to a really good start, a 22-12 lead. And they are going to bring the players back and review, I believe. The officials are talking at the moment, talking through that last sequence. Lori, I mean, it certainly did appear there that Abraham, after being called for the charge, well, let's see here. Let's see what they're going to say.
The previous play is under official review.
Well, we know that. Why is the question? Why is the question here? And Lori, I thought it looked like Abraham, kind of banged in. Here's a look.
Well, we'll get to see this one.
I mean, it just looks like a common charge on Abraham, and this may end up being a very quick review. They didn't look at it very long.
Yeah, there was no contact except for Kyla just moving into the basketball into Ladwig, I believe.
Yeah. And now they're going to bring the. Is that going to be a flop warning? Did she say?
Oh.
I don't think so, but.
I wouldn't think so either.
I felt like I was reading lips there. We'll find out. Okay, they're going to tell us the result of this replay review.
After the offensive foul is called on number 12 for Baylor, she throws the ball at the defender. This play will be upgraded to a flagrant 1. Anyone can shoot 2 shots and receive the ball at half court.
Oh, didn't even notice that, honestly.
I didn't notice that either. So Abraham is called for, let's take a look at this again. Here's a look. Bangs into her. In frustration, she dropped the basketball, and it just happened to land on Ladwig. Cornfield going to the free throw line and misses the first free throw, shooting the technical shots. Now, Abraham needs to have more awareness than that, Lori, but that was not a frustration, just throw it at her.
Yeah,
Hits the second.
And it was not, I wouldn't even call it a thrown basketball. It kind of just rolled off of her fingers, but I guess you can't do that.
Well, that's what the call was, and the Wildcats get a point out of it. So Abraham picks up her first foul in this game, and it goes as a technical foul. Jurado has it for the Wildcats. Spins it back up top to Cornfield. Bounces to Francois, middle of the floor. Francois in a crowd, well guarded by Bella. Throws it up wildly off the backboard. Doesn't draw iron. Here come the Bears. Van Geitenbeek racing into the front court. Tries to throw a fastball through the crowd to Markayla Johnson, but she can't handle it and fumbles it out of bounds. For the Bears, that is their 11th turnover of the game. After they had 4 in the first few minutes, they've done mostly a better job since then. 2:50 to play third quarter. Baylor up by a 54-39 score. Nolani Cornfield dribbling on the right edge, kicks it up to Ladwig. She is open for 3 online, but too strong. Basically every Bear on the floor had a chance at the rebound, and it's KJ coming away with it. Mentioned that every Baylor player who had played had an assist. I got that wrong. KJ now the one player who does not have an assist. Let's see if she can get in on that act. Here's Yuting Dunn firing a 3, leaving it short. And the rebound tipped, controlled by Tremail for the Wildcats. Ladwig running point with 2:15 to play. Dances around a Francois screen. Unloads it outside to a driving Tremail. And as Tremail knifes into a crowd, she is fouled. This will go against KJ, her 3rd and the team's 5th. Talia Scott will check in for the Bears as Tremail gets ready to go to the free throw line. Yuting Dunn has 8 points. She exits on 3 of 11 shooting as Talia Scott checks in. Very efficient night for Talia Scott, 12 points on 6 attempts. Of course, she's 7 of 7 from the free throw line. First free throw by Tremail, got a friendly bounce. She is now 4 of 5 from the stripe. Arizona is 13 of 17. fouls. One more on the way. She got them both. 54-41. Baylor with the ball in a 13-point lead. Jenna Van Geitenbeek gives it off to KJ. KJ cut off on the right edge. Dishes it off to Bella Fauntleroy. Bella has it at the top of the arc. Looks to attack. Cut off. Sends it back out to Markayla Johnson. Under 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. Markayla Johnson with a little hooking drive, and she airballs the pull-up jumper from the left side of the lane. Cornfield racing into the front court with 100 seconds to play in the third. She kicks it in the corner. Tremail beyond her range, so she dribbles into a pull-up and throws it over everything. Talia Scott with the rebound. Dances into the front court, tries to split the defense, and draws the foul on Ladwig. Ladwig was backpedaling and is called for the foul. That is her third and the team's fifth, and it's going to send Talia Scott to the line. 12 points for Talia Scott, tied for the team lead with Markayla Johnson. They have 24 points on just 14 field goal attempts. And now Talia Scott has an opportunity to add to that with a minute and a half to play. In this third quarter, Baylor's gone the last 2 minutes and 14 seconds without a point, I should say. But Talia will try to change that. First free throw is up, and it is good. She is 8 of 8 from the line. I tell you what, Laura, if she keeps this up, she might end up back over 90% by the end of the night. Couple of dribbles for Talia Scott. So good at the stripe, and I mean, she's not even drawing iron, and it's not even center of the bucket. She's just slipping it over the front rim every time. Baylor up by 15 once more, 56-41. A minute 20 to play, quarter number 3. Urado has it for the Wildcats. Pushes it hard over to Cornfield. Cornfield wants to drive, looks inside, cut off, kicks it out to Welch. Welch steps into a free throw line jumper and banks it in to make it a 13-point ball game. Once again, Baylor with possession and the lead. Minute to play in the third quarter. Van Geitenbeek to KJ. Looks inside, finds Bella. Bella lays it in, and now KJ has the assist. Everyone who has played tonight for the Bears has set up a teammate for a made bucket. Under a minute to go. Here's Cornfield for the Wildcats. Throwing it away. Intercepted by Talia Scott. Waits for teammates into the front court. Is she going to pull up off the dribble? Yes, she is, but it is too strong. Cornfield with the rebound. Pushes a touchdown pass type throw all the way to the other end, but Baylor got back defensively, and Bella Fauntleroy just took it away, mean-spirited. Talia Scott now was thinking about a three, but then realized the shot clock was dark, and she dishes it off to Jenna Van Geitenbeek. Dangerous there as it was nearly chased down by Ladwig. Baylor playing for the last shot of the third quarter, up by 15 at the moment. With 10, with 9. Here's Van Geitenbeek on the left edge, bouncing to Talia Scott. Pops a jumper, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. And Baylor will keep it. They'll have 2.7 seconds to clear a shot. Well, as Markayla Johnson, she is out there. She finished the first with a made bucket and the second with a made bucket. And Coach Nicky quickly works to bring Dariana Littlepage Buggs in, and Buggs will check in for Bella. Jenna Van Geitenbeek will trigger, but it's not a catch-and-shoot situation, but you can't dilly-dally with 2.7 seconds to play. Van Geitenbeek looking, finds KJ inside. Oh, she missed from point-blank range. Chased down her own rebound, but could not quite get a hand on it as the third quarter buzzer sounded. Boy, a good look, a well-drawn play, but KJ just could not finish. Still, as we head to the fourth quarter, Baylor leads by 15, 58-43. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. 15-point lead for the Bears as we head to the final 10 minutes here on Senior Night at Foster Pavilion on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
To the fourth quarter we go. It's not been Baylor's best performance of the season by any stretch, but they've been effective tonight after falling behind early 22-12. They have really come back strong and have opened up a 15-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. They have led by as many as 18 tonight. And Lori, you look at Arizona, they're led by Denia Tremail with 11 points, but really everyone else is having to work for it. Baylor's been good at the defensive end. She and Adebanjo are the only two players on the team who have taken more than 2 shots, who are anywhere close to 50% from the field. You look, Nolani Cornfield coming off a career-high 25 points. She has 7 points, but it's taken her 7 shot attempts. Molly Ladwig, 6 points, 8 field goal attempts. Samaya Sugapong, 2 points on 1 of 11 shooting. It's all up and down the lineup like this. Baylor's defense has looked like their normal defense tonight.
It has, and you've seen players like Bella Fauntleroy just play her that kind of defense that we have seen from her throughout her career, taking charges, crashing the boards hard. I mean, she's playing with 3 fouls for as much as she has. But Bella Fauntleroy's pulled down, I think, 9 rebounds in this game. Am I seeing that right? Yeah, she has 9 rebounds. Finally got on the scoreboard and just really doing such a great job on Arizona anytime they try to get inside the paint.
Well, on this senior night, KJ has 4 points, 7 rebounds and assists. Ariana Littlepage-Buggs, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Bella Fauntleroy, as Lori mentioned, 9 rebounds and 6 points. And Jana Van Geitenbeek, 6 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds.
Bella has a chance to rest for a little bit, and Dariana Littlepage-Buggs back in the game.
Corrado has the ball for Arizona to start the fourth quarter. There off a screen, Ladwig makes her way to the top of the arc and bounces to Cornfield. Markayla Johnson with a hand in her face. Adebanjo looks to set a screen. Cornfield wants to attack. She's cut off by Markayla. Bounces it out to Welch. Shot clock at single digits. Welch dancing beyond the arc. Pushes it in the corner to Ladwig. Right wing wants to drive. 5 to shoot. 4 to shoot. Gets inside and uses the glass to finish. Buggs was trying not to foul there. And she was just able to kind of throw it through her arms off the glass and in. That makes it a 13-point game once again, 58-45. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs kicks it to Talia Scott. Scott, right edge, terminates the dribble and finds a cutting Markayla Johnson, cross court left edge. Markayla now wants to attack, gets inside. Now she picks up the dribble. It's Talia Scott with 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot, top of the arc, drives inside, kicks it out to KJ, lets it fly off the back rim, no from 3 at the shot clock buzzer. Oh, that was a good look online, just a little long. Back the other way comes Cornfield, steps into a mid-range jumper and spins it through. 9 points for Nolani Cornfield. The Baylor lead is now 11 at 58-47.
That's her first bucket since the first quarter. Baylor's done a really good job on her until that ability to move fast down the floor and have an open look.
Here is Markayla Johnson working at the top of the arc. Kicks it now in the corner. Open look at a 3 for Talia Scott. All in and out from the right edge. Now Welch spinning it into the front court to Cornfield. She's going to try the exact same shot as a moment ago. This one too strong. Rebound, though, grabbed on the offensive glass by Jurado. Welch now has it with 12 to shoot for the Wildcats. Gives it off to Cornfield once again with 9 to shoot, with 8 to shoot. Cornfield kicks it to Ladwig, 5 to shoot. She's well guarded, throws it inside to Adebanjo, finds herself open and kisses it off the glass and in at the shot clock buzzer to cut Baylor's lead to single digits once again at 58-49.
Well, Talia Scott went for the steal, and there was no help side across the way, and so Adebanjo just had a free look at the basket.
Jana Van Geitenbeek pushes it perimeter left to Talia Scott. Well guarded 3 is too strong. Offensive rebound though by KJ. Uses the glass to finish inside. KJ with the put back with a little spin along the baseline to boot. She's got 6 points and 8 rebounds, and Baylor goes back in front by double digits, 60-49. Nolani Cornfield finds a cutting Jurado who can't finish on the driving backdoor cut. Buggs with the rebound. Jana Van Geitenbeek spins it to Talia Scott, wanted the 3, but she was cut off there. Now there's an extra pass to Markayla Johnson, right wing. Markayla to Buggs. They're going to slow down and operate a little more methodically now as Jana Van Geitenbeek has it at the top of the arc. Jana looks inside with 10 to shoot with 9. 3 minutes gone fourth quarter. Baylor up by 11. 7 to shoot. Jana finds Buggs. Buggs attacking, puts up a runner and leaves it too strong. Markayla Johnson with good hustle, but she can't chase down the offensive rebound on the right wing. Good effort there by Markayla, who has had a very strong effort tonight for the Bears. But that time she couldn't quite grab it. She's got to get a breather along with Kirsten Johnson as Bella Fauntleroy is back in, as is Kyla Abraham. It's an 11-point Baylor lead, 60-49. Arizona has scored 6 of the fourth quarter's first 8 points. It's Adebanjo. Adebanjo looks inside, bounces to Ladwig. Ladwig with a kick in the corner. Welch has a good look at a 3, and she buries it. Well, that's a long 2, I beg your pardon. Had her foot on the line. That makes it a 9-point game. It's 60-51. Baylor still in a tight ball game here as Buggs takes the pass inside, kicks it to a driving Bella Fauntleroy, who leaves the runner short. Offensive rebound, though, by Kyla Abraham. Can't convert inside. She didn't have quite the right angle, and she glassed it up a little off balance and wide to the right. It drew rim, but a little too far off as Urado checks out. Arizona will have the ball down by 9. It's a 60-51 Baylor lead with 6:10 to go. There is Cornfield as Adebanjo sets a screen. Baylor on her defensively. She gives it to Tremail, their leading scorer on the game. She sends it back out to Welch. 10 to shoot, under 6 to play. Welch finds Adebanjo for a baseline jumper. It's an air ball. Abraham had a hand in her face and altered the shot. Here's Van Geitenbeek for the Bears. Jana, 6 points, 5 assists. Takes it back from Bella, middle of the floor. Welch on her. Jana tries to penetrate, now retreats outside the arc. 15 to shoot, 5:40 to play. Bella Fauntleroy takes the feed, launches a 3. It's online but too strong. Rebound hits the floor, and Adebanjo collects the rebound. It's a 9-point Baylor lead. Outlet pass ahead to Tremail. She's met there at the rim and blocked. Caught a contact, no whistle. Baylor into the front court, up by 9 once again, trying to break a 2+ minute scoring drought. Ladwig breaks up a Bella Fauntleroy feed, and the Bears will play it in from the left sideline as Nora Francois checks back in for Adebanjo. Adebanjo has 8 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. She's been a nice player for them this evening. Van Geitenbeek finds Kyla Abraham, who hands it right back to Jana. Jana looking to attack, bounces down low, right block on the baseline to Buggs. She's going to try to reverse it up and in, and she does so successfully. Buggs now with 8 points and 7 rebounds. A bucket and 3 boards away from what would be her 12th double-double of the year. Here's Cornfield trying to operate inside the arc, moves to the left side of the floor, forces up a mid-range with Jana in her face and knocks it down. And then she's called for a technical foul. She did the gunshot hand motion, which is now a technical foul. Let's see the replay, but I believe that's what she did. That is a no-no. And she realized it immediately. Yes. She actually looked frustrated with herself. I think she was happy with her shot, and then she did the hand gesture, and she is called for the technical foul on Cornfield. That is her 3rd personal. And it brings us to our 4th quarter media timeout. 4:53 to play in this one. Baylor 62, Arizona 53. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Also want to say hello to all of you watching on the Courtside cam, brought to you by Nextlink. Nextlink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Bears by 9 as we head to the second half of the 4th quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion, where the Bears found themselves in a game that's been tighter than maybe at times you would like, but still the Bears have a 62-53 lead at the fourth quarter media timeout, looking to make it a successful senior day. Well, I think they really had an opportunity to sort of put Arizona away, but credit the Wildcats. They fought hard tonight, and they have scored 10 of the first 14 points of this fourth quarter, but still, Baylor, if they can protect the basketball and get a few stops, should be in pretty good shape, but you got to finish.
Yeah, Baylor's just having a difficult time right now scoring here in this fourth quarter. They're just 2 of 9, 0 of 4 from beyond the arc, and they've had some really good looks. It's just, again, when they just don't drop. And but Baylor continuing to keep that lead up, and they have an opportunity here to go from the free throw line. And I mean, it's no surprise whatsoever that Talia Scott will go shoot the technical fouls.
Baylor is 11 of 13 from the stripe. Talia Scott has accounted for most of that. She is 9 of 9, and she's shooting the technical free throws here after Milani Cornfield was called for the tech doing the gunshot hand motion after knocking down a mid-range jumper. First free throw by Talia is perfect. One more coming. Talia Scott tonight with 15 points, 10 of 10 from the free throw line, and the second free throw is up, and it also is good. You know, it's funny, the gunshot, it's like you see, like they're a sharpshooter, right? When they hit a shot, they want to, I don't think there's no ill intent by it, but that's become a point of emphasis. But we've really seen a lot of that as of late, after not seeing a lot in the first half of the year. Here is Bella Fauntleroy. Baylor will trying to convert after the free throws with possession. Van Geitenbeek slings it inside to a cutting Darian Littlepage Buggs, but it is too tall for her, out of bounds.
Well, that looks like that kind of possession that Baylor starts the game off with. Those crisp passes and get inside to Buggs.
Arizona with possession, 4.5 minutes to play. It's an 11-point Baylor lead. Ladwig has it right wing. She is picked up defensively by Kyla, who backs off. Now Tremail has it, a little bit of room. Mid-range jumper, airballs it. Francois saves the rebound to Sugapong. Sugapong drives inside, pops a mid-range jumper, and buries it again. It's a 9-point lead. That's just Sugapong's second bucket after missing 10 of her first 11. 4:04 to play in this one. Jana Van Geitenbeek feeds Buggs. Buggs looks for Bella inside, and Bella is tossed to the ground by Ladwig. She didn't go all the way to the ground. She was barely able to keep her balance, but that's a foul on Molly Ladwig. That's Ladwig's fourth, and with the Wildcats, there haven't been a lot of fouls called in this fourth quarter. That's just their second. Baylor has yet to be called for one, so Van Geitenbeek will play it in from the baseline. Searching, looking, gives it off left wing to Buggs. Under 4 minutes to play now, a 9-point Baylor lead. Talia Scott double team, feeds it ahead left wing to Abraham. Now right side of the floor she goes to Bella. 10 to shoot, 8 to shoot. Bella mid-range jumper, left it short, and Welch collects the rebound. Gives it ahead to Sugapong. Now to Francois, gets it back, thought about a three. Now drives inside, cuts inside to the bucket and misses the hook shot. Buggs collects the board. 3.5 minutes to play. Baylor by 9 on this senior night. A lot of contact there as Ladwig bangs into Bella. There's no whistle. The possession goes on unabated as Van Geitenbeek moves to the middle of the floor. Looks right side, now looks right side again. Scott takes the feed with 9 on the shot clock. Scott double team, bounces to Abraham. Abraham attacking on the baseline, having some trouble. Sends it out to Scott, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Here's a 3, perfect! Talia Scott beats the shot clock buzzer with a 3 from dead on, and that pushes the Baylor lead to 12 with just under 3 minutes to play. 19 points now for Talia Scott. Well, that helps. Let's see if you can get a stop following that. Here is Ladwig picking up the dribble, spinning it high left side to Sugapong with just over 150 seconds to play. 12-point Baylor lead. Sugapong floats it inside. Block shot! Bella Fauntleroy. Tremail thought she had a little turnaround layup attempt, but Bella came swooping in and knocked it out of bounds.
I thought she had a clear shot at the basket too, but 22 came out of absolutely nowhere with a clean block.
Now Baylor, one of the nation's top shot blocking teams, leads the Big 12 and is third in the nation in block shots. 7 seconds to shoot. Sugapong plays it in, gets it back, leaves the three short. Talia Scott has a hand on the rebound. It's loose near midcourt, and it's grabbed by Ladwig. She kicks it ahead to Sugapong. A second look for the Wildcats. Sugapong, a three is good.
Oh, the second chance points. It's 2 of those in a row.
Well, you can hear Coach Nicky saying rebound the ball, and Arizona calls a timeout after Sugapong knocks down the three. She has 7 points on 3 of 15 shooting. Still, it's a 9-point Baylor lead with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play. Well, timeout called by Arizona. They have 2 left. The Bears have all of theirs should they need it. Lori, 2:15 to play. Arizona is just kind of hanging around. Baylor is not here in this fourth quarter, been able just to completely put them away. It's not nerve-wracking, but Arizona is hanging around. Right now, I don't know if until the last minute you're going to be able to do the parade of seniors, like you do, where you pull them off one by one, because it may be close enough at this juncture that you can up. We'll see. If Baylor gets a bucket here, it would push the lead above double digits again. Bugs to play it into Van Geitenbeek. Baylor has it with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play in this one, up 67-58. Geitenbeek, who has 6 assists tonight for the Bears, to go along with 6 points. Hits a cutting Talia Scott, who has the ball knocked away, but she gets it back. Pass inside, looking for Bugs. Bugs in close, glasses it in. She has 10 points to go along with 8 rebounds. She becomes the third Bear in double digits. Minute 50 to play. Baylor is back in front by 11, 69-58. Here comes Sugapong, spinning it right side to Tremail. Tremail a step inside the arc, well guarded, has to find a teammate, having trouble. She doesn't have a dribble, lobs it inside to Francois, has it knocked away, gets it back, looks at a three, leaves it short. Abraham collects the rebound with 90 seconds to go. Baylor has the ball, up by 11, 69-58. There's no need to take a shot early until Talia Scott, after moving towards the arc, now retreats and gives it off to Jana with just over a minute to play. Here's Scott taking the pass and splashing in a three from the right side. That should just about do it. It's a 14-point Baylor lead with 1:09 to go. Sugapong dancing at the top of the key, tries a long two, no good. Bella has the rebound for Bella Fauntleroy. That's her 10th of the night, and with under a minute to go, the Bears have it up by a score of 72-58, and Coach Nicky calls a timeout. And let's see what she opts to do here. Again, 55.6 seconds to go. The lead now pretty comfortable at 14 points, and she is going to set things up as Markayla Johnson checks in. Inez Goryanova will as well. Ella Brown, I think the seniors are about to get to have their moment here. Somehow, we'll see how they kind of do it out of the timeout. Kira Pemberton is in as well for the Bears. This is a chance to get the reserves in, and now they stand up on the bench cheering for the seniors on this senior night. Bugs, Bella, and Jana all exit. They see KJ and the seniors. Night is done here on this senior night. Baylor with a 72-58 lead. Now playing with Brown, Goryanova, Pemberton, Markayla, and Abraham. Inez Goryanova had 5 points last Sunday, a career high against UCF, and will run the point for the final minute. Tries to feed it too tall from Markayla Johnson. Stolen by Arizona. Ladwig into the front court. Goryanova gets back, but Ladwig is able to lean in and use the glass to knock down the shot. 12-point Baylor lead. This will be their likely last offensive possession where they look at the bucket. Kira Pemberton has it high up top of the floor. Gives it outside to Markayla Johnson. 11 seconds between the clocks. Baylor by 12 here in the final minute on senior night. Inez Goryanova looking for Markayla Johnson, who's been fantastic tonight off the bench for the Bears. She's got it high on the left side with 7 seconds to shoot. Spins it to Abraham. 5 to shoot. 4 to shoot. Ella Brow launches a 3 off the dribble. It's online but too strong. Offensive rebound. Kira Pemberton attacks the bucket and rolls it in. Kira Pemberton with that exclamation mark here. 5 seconds left. Shot clock dark. It is Sugapong with it. She's got to let it fly. No good, and that's the ball game. Baylor with a 74-60 win over Arizona here on senior night. It was hard fought, but the Bears get it done. And Baylor, with 2 games remaining in the regular season, continues to control their destiny for at least a share of the Big 12 title. And this great group of seniors, Kirsten Johnson, Jana Van Geitenbeek, Bella Fauntleroy, and Dariana Little-Page Buggs, get a win here in their next to last regular season home game.
That's right, and they turn around on Monday night and play Kansas State, so it'll be an opportunity for the seniors who will still feel that emotion, but probably not as much emotion as you do on a senior night when it's so front and center. But you had Bella and Buggs get in early foul trouble, but this team just came roaring back after being down by 7 at the end of the first quarter, led by 8 at the half, extended that to 15 at the end of the third quarter and ended up winning by 14 here. So outstanding performances up and down for everybody, and I think it's punctuated by the fact that everybody got an assist tonight and everybody got a chance to make sure their teammates scored.
74-60 the final. The Bears improved to 23-6, 12-4 in Big 12 play. They will finish the night in no worse than a second place tie for the Big 12 standings. Our first Central Credit Union postgame show is coming up next. We'll talk to Jana Van Geitenbeek and Bears head coach Nikki Collin following this Baylor win tonight. And we will take a timeout. Come back with more from Foster after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $5 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
74-60, the final score. They knock off Arizona and continue to control their own destiny for at least a share of the Big 12 title. A memorable senior night here at Foster Pavilion as we're joined by Jana Van Geitenbeek making her way over. Jana having to fight her way through a throng of autograph seekers. So those fans are here every game. Jana, appreciate you being with us. Congratulations on the win. A happy senior night. And, boy, what a day that started off with a surprise at shoot-around and then ended with a win. First off, just how are you and your fellow seniors, KJ, Bella, and Bugs, all kind of feeling tonight after a win on senior night? Pretty emotional day.
Yeah, I love our group of seniors. Also, Kyla is in that to me because she was supposed to be. But it's been a really emotional day. It's been a day just of gratitude. I think, like, all of us have cried at one point or the other, so we're sad, we're happy we won, we're sad, we're happy, so it's a mix of feelings.
Well, it was a hard-fought game, but you all steadily pulled away. How were you kind of able to weather that early run, that early push by Arizona? They took a 10-point lead, but it seemed like you all really just kind of reeled it back in and then slowly pulled away.
Yeah, we were fouling too much in the first half, so once we got that under control, that helped us, and then we started to get stops on defense, which was really important too.
Yeah, you had 8 assists tonight, and that was a harbinger of things to come for Baylor, because just about every player, except for those who got in when the seniors came out, got an assist tonight. So everyone was helping their team, their teammates, and that's just incredibly important and a major part of a Nikki Collin offense.
Yes, we always want to share the ball. When we're doing that, we're at our best. So, yeah, I'm sure Nikki's going to be really happy about that. I am.
Visiting with Jana Van Geitenbeek, she had 6 points and 8 assists tonight in this Baylor win on senior night. Now, it was senior night, but a freshman really stepped up. Markayla Johnson, how big was she? And really kind of felt like she helped spark that first half comeback.
Yeah, she was huge. She makes all the tough, gritty plays. Like, she's making those hard second chance layups and really getting us rolling. And then she has so much energy, so when she hits a three, like, we're so hyped for her because she's always so hyped for us. So,
Jen, I want to ask you, I was thinking this has been for you such a unique year. Injured last year, and then you come back and start for the first time playing almost every minute. What has it meant to you to have this opportunity this year as a senior? And then also, I think, how have you adjusted to a completely different role that's been so vital to this team all year long?
I am happy to do it. I'm happy to start. That's been my goal since I got to college. So for that to happen is really amazing. But I just want us to win. I want to be a good leader. I want to be a good teammate and just keep doing that. So.
Well, you have for sure. I want to ask you, too, for fans who maybe didn't see it on social media, they need to go check out Baylor's social media. Your brother Carter with a surprise today. So we've talked about on the air, he came back after being deployed in Korea, right? And you had no idea he was going to be here today.
No, I had no idea. He said he couldn't come.
Well, he lied, as it turns out.
Subterfuge.
They were lying to me.
Well, what did it mean to you to kind of see him and have that surprise on senior day?
It made my whole year. I love him so much. I'm really proud of him. He's just been the best person to look up to my whole life, and so I'm really thankful for that. And I love him, and I love you, Carter, when you hear this, and thank you for surprising me.
Well, a pretty cool deal. Well, Jana, congrats on the win. Still more to come. 2 more regular season games, including 1 more home game here at Foster Pavilion, but a special senior night, and we appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Thank you. Jana Van Geitenbeek here with us on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. And now she can go visit with the autograph seekers who have been waiting patiently during our interview. And, Lori, you think about that. She's run the offense for all but a few minutes of the games this year, and after coming off an injury, that's really been impressive and much needed for this team.
Yeah, and we've just seen her trajectory go up. That none of us know what it's like to actually get out and play in a game after suffering such a really a devastating injury within the first few minutes of first 10 minutes, I think, of the first game last year, and just how painful that was to see it for Jana. But she stayed as positive as she possibly could through it all, and just was thrown into it. You're going to be running this offense, and once she got into the flow of things, she has really been the engine that really sparks this team.
Just a moment, we're going to be joined by Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Her post-game comments are brought to you by Alliance Bank, your Central Texas business bank. The Bears get it done here on senior night, 74-60 to improve to 12-4 in Big 12 play. Baylor now 23-6 overall after the win tonight, as we're joined by Coach Nikki now. And Coach Nikki, congrats on the win, a big win on an emotional night. And, I don't know, is there ever, after the senior night festivities, feels like sometimes there can even, it's emotional, and it feels like the team got off to a slow start, but y'all turned it around in the second quarter. How was the team able to do that after that slow start?
Yeah, I just thought, we were slow reacting to actions. And we talked about in the pregame about how they were going to trap our ball screens. I don't think, we had a mixture of being really good against it and then really bad against it. And ultimately, they had 13 points off our turnovers, so we didn't create turnovers. I thought that was the thing. I thought we didn't do quite enough of translating the stuff we did in practice to the game. We were still, I felt like a little slow to react. And then what I think happened is, A, we started scoring, so they weren't running the ball at us. B, we made a lot of mistakes, but we just communicated better. And I think that's what we did early in the season. It's not like you're ever going to be perfect. There's a lot of game slippage. We were supposed to switch their little cross action at the elbow and then switch the ball screen, and I don't think we did that all night long. I just the things that we drilled in breakdown drill, and it's just you get in the game and it's not what you normally do in those situations, and they just feel like they're crossing, they're not actually screening, and then is it a screen, is it not, and then you have the game slippage, and then it's a ghost screen, or is it a screen, and so I think they do a good job of getting the ball in the middle of the floor, and I think they play really hard. I think Becky's got them playing incredibly hard. They haven't won a road game, but it's not because of effort, they maybe didn't make some of the shots. I thought they were fighting till the end. They got some long rebounds that should have, we should have been at 14, and 14 should have turned into 18, but then we'd get a stop, but the shot would go long, and they were quicker to the ball on the loose ball on the long shot, and then they would throw something in late in the clock or off an offensive rebound. And, their second chance points, 15-10. This is a team that literally doesn't have a single player on their team that averages more than one offensive rebound a game. So, we didn't, that's where I think we didn't finish possessions with rebounds. We got them to take tough threes, tough twos, and then a lot of long rebounds. We didn't pursue as well as we need to kind of finish things out the way we want to.
74-60 Baylor win tonight as we visit with Coach Nikki. And, one thing that stood out tonight was the performance of Markayla Johnson. It was senior night, but the freshman really had her best game of the year for the Bears. I thought certainly in terms of scoring with 12 points, and it seemed like she gave you a little offensive spark when you were down early.
She did. I thought she came in and, got downhill. I thought she took a questionable three at the top of the key. I thought in that first quarter we were taking bad shots. Kyla taking a 19-foot shot. Now if that's at the elbow, I'm okay with it. 19 feet. Markayla taking the three with the jab at the top of the key just because they went under a screen. I don't think we were patient enough on offense to begin the game. But the shot that Markayla is going to start to make, because she is a good three-point shooter, even though her numbers don't say that. it's the right three. It's the end of the quarter three. It's the drive, baseline drift, the shot that's in rhythm. The clock's running out. You got to take it. You take it in flow. And you're not questioning, should I take that shot? But I thought she got downhill. I thought she got in transition. She got an offensive rebound. Like, she made some hustle plays that way. I say she had an offensive rebound, and she doesn't have one here, so I'm making that up. But, I thought it was that. I thought her energy was good. I thought we got a little more ball pressure, when she came in. I was kind of back to being the Markayla that created some tempo with her ball pressure.
Markayla knocking down that three at the end of the half on that assist from Bella, that truly was, a spark that this team needed going into the half, and it was a rhythm three. That was a no-doubter from her.
Well, it's one of those things, like when you think about the shots that you practice. I mean, I don't care if it's you're in the gym and someone's rebounding the ball under the basket and throwing it to you. Everyone shoots that shot better than anything because that's how we grew up learning to shoot. And that's when you have a baseline drive, baseline drift, it's somebody throwing you the ball directly from under the basket where you get to step into it. And there's a rhythm and an energy about it, But I was just, look, I lost on senior day. Last year we lost on senior day. Like, anytime you get a win on senior day, I'm happy because it is emotional. It's emotional for me. It's emotional. I mean, you saw the tears from all four of them. And they all have different stories, and that's what makes it special. I think the gratitude that they have being here and the opportunities. And when I look at the box score at the end of the day, I'm like, when I see 22 assists and 13 turnovers, when I think about us offensively, and, we didn't play the way we normally play. Like, because we start out the game, Talia was struggling against the traps and had, 4 early turnovers. And it was like, all right, we're just exclusively going to screening action. We're going to pin down. We're going to run floppy actions. We're going to, we did more off-ball screening, and then we looked for mismatches. So I was most excited when, a drill we do, and I think Derek, you might even been here for it, where we just like dive the 4, rise the 5, play high-low, and Bella shoots a layup. Like, that's like such simple basketball that we miss a lot of the times, and it's like when we make that transition, when they're playing small ball, we maybe can't do that when they're playing Trammell and Francois at the same time. But as soon as they went small, like, you got to take advantage of that. And I thought, ultimately we made plays in floppy, and that was a key.
By the way, talk about assists tonight. Until you emptied the bench, every player on the floor had an assist tonight, which is a little quirk, but something you don't always see, which was nice on this senior night victory. And I want to ask, I think you have got a lot of questions about the seniors. You're going to get more, whether it is certainly obviously the players, Bugs, Bella, Jana, and KJ. Also, managers honored before the game, grad assistants Reed Jackson and Sean Mullen, and then student manager Jake Andrade, who do so much behind the scenes for the team. But I know you use the word gratitude, which is definitely one great word to describe this group. But are there anything else you would like to say about them, just as you're thinking out there, seeing them come out with their families tonight?
Well, I think it starts with Baylor's mission. I think it's, and I don't know, maybe we have a new one, obviously, it was champions, for life type of thing. And it isn't just about winning on the court, but we always talk about in recruiting, it's more than the 94 feet. And, while we're always going to get judged, and as a coach, I'm going to get judged on wins and losses. I'm not going to get judged on graduation rate. I'm not going to get judged on, whether these players become the next lawyers, judges, president, you name it. It won't. But to me, people always ask me, what matters to you most in recruiting, and what matters to you most as a coach, like what. And I always say, like, I know I've done a good job if I'm invited to weddings and baby showers and players come back and want to be a part of the program. That's, well, no one's going to care if we don't win enough games, and certainly I'm as competitive as anyone. But I'm in this for way more reasons than wins and losses. And I know that that's the tough part about the job. And, when I came to Baylor because this was the first place I've ever been where we had the resources where I would have never had an excuse, and times have changed. And, they really have. Over 5 years it's changed. But I think players come, managers come, GAs come because of the culture we've built, because of, who this university is, what we stand for. And that's always going to matter to me. Like, we've graduated every player. We're close to getting Alyssa Smith graduated, and that will be all of them, once we get her. And so that matters, because no matter how much NIL money they make, it's going to run out. Sometime it's going to run out. And what they do with their lives when the ball stops bouncing, and the relationships that we as a staff and as a program build with them, into the next phase of their life is going to always matter to me more than anything else. And the tears and the hugs and the I love yous are genuine and real, and it's just not fake here. And I just think it's not like that everywhere. And so that's what I want to say about every single person we bring in the program. I think has learned about basketball, but also, has been really proud to put Baylor across their chest, whether that's, a manager or these Sailor Bears or whatever it is tonight. I think that's what I'm really most grateful for.
Well, these seniors embody that for sure. Yep. Appreciate it very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the post-game comments on this senior night. And, what she said there about the seniors, Lori, this group embodies that so well. I mean, again, it speaks to the fact there's 4 players on this roster who have been here for 4 years. There's only 5 teams in the nation that can say that. Of course, Kyle Abraham is going to be back next year, so she's one of those 4-year stars that we're going to see back next year. But, I think there are a lot of stereotypes about the generation that some kids in this generation do embody, but this group of players do not. They're you just think of all the things that they are: hardworking, industrious. They notice, they care about other people. They're team first. All these things, and they really embody that so well.
They are good people. They said yes, and they continue to say yes. And I think that's why this senior night was just so special tonight, because of those who against all of the pressures that are out there, just love playing for Coach Nikki, love wearing Baylor across their chest, and are most excited, too, about getting their degree from this university, if they already haven't, because we've seen Bella already graduate, and Jan is working on a second degree, and that's what we appreciate so much, and why we love them so much, because they've stayed here at Baylor, and they've made us all proud.
74-60, the final score in this one. This is the First Central Credit Union postgame show. Everything we do for you. Also brought to you by Rudy's, proud sponsor Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. We'll have stats and scores upcoming here as we get you ready for the final 2 regular season games the next less than 48 hours from now back here at Foster Pavilion as the Bears win on senior night to continue to control their own destiny for at least a share of the Big 12 title. 74-60 the final here at Foster. Back with more after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
It's the President's Day sales event at Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco. And the choice is yours. Drive home a
yes, sir.
25 Jeep Wrangler Sahara or Roof
sure.
with $10,000 off MSRP. Ford owners get an extra $2,000 in bonus savings, or step up to a 2025 Jeep Gladiator and take $12,000 off MSRP. Inventory's moving fast and selections are getting thin, so don't wait. Hurry to Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Everything we do for you. Slam dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services at our ATMs, and a free new member t-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
60, the final score. It was hard fought. Arizona opened up a 10-point first quarter lead, but the Bears came roaring back in the second quarter and never gave the lead back to Arizona. In fact, once Baylor pushed it to double digits, Arizona never got closer than 9 points. They hung around, played hard, as you might have heard Coach Nicky say a few moments ago here on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. But it is the Bears winning tonight, 74-60. Let's take a look at the stats in this one. Baylor outshoots Arizona 39-32%, including 27-13 from downtown. Both teams solid at the free throw line. Baylor was excellent, 87%, 13 of 15. The Wildcats were 14 of 18 for the stripe. That's good for 78%. Baylor turned it over 13 times, including a 4 in the first 4 minutes, but then settled in a little better after that. Arizona turned it over 8 points. They did outscore the Bears off of those turnovers 13-4. Baylor a solid edge on the glass, 50-40, including 15-11 on the offensive end, although Arizona did convert better off of those points. That's an area Coach Nicky still wants to see the team improve upon. They outscored Baylor 15-10 in the second chance points category. Baylor was excellent, though, at distributing the basketball. 22 assists on 27 made field goals. Arizona had 12 on 22. The Wildcats had 3 in double digits, 2 with 11 points. Denia Tremail had 11 points on 3 of 8 shooting. Then Nalani Cornfield, 11 on 4 of 10 shooting. 10 points for Molly Ladwig. It took her 10 shots. Team high 9 rebounds for Talia Welch. 9 rebounds, and 7 points. A team high 4 assists for Nora Francois. For the Bears, they had 3 in double figures led by Talia Scott. She finished with 22 points on 4 of 12 shooting, but she did a lot of her damage at the free throw line. She was 3 of 8 from downtown, by the way, but 11 of 11 from the free throw line. She was excellent. She finished with 4 assists as well. Markayla Johnson, her best game as a Bear. Her first double-digit scoring game since early December. 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting for the freshman, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. As we mentioned earlier, until Coach Nikki emptied the bench in the final minute, everyone who played had an assist tonight. And then 10 points for Dariana Little-Page Buggs, just 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. She finished with 10 points and 8 boards. After that, Yuting Dunn had 8 points on 3 of 11 shooting, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. 6 points for Bella Fauntleroy, Kirsten Johnson, and Jana Van Geitenbeek. KJ tonight finished on senior night with 6 points and 8 rebounds. Jana with 6 points and 8 assists. And then for the Bears, one other player with 6 points. That was Bella Fauntleroy. She reached double-digit rebounds with 10. After that, 2 points apiece for Kira Pemberton and Kyla Abraham off the bench. Kyla Abraham finished with 4 rebounds for the Bears. Inez Goryanova, Ella Brow, and Kaylin Elms all played but did not score. But Kaylin Elms gave the Bears a spark off the bench late first quarter with 2 rebounds and 2 assists, including one that led to a Markayla Johnson a second-chance bucket at the first quarter buzzer. The Bears finished with 6 blocked shots tonight, reaching their season average. 2 by Bella Fauntleroy, 2 by Kyla Abraham, 1 apiece for Kirsten Johnson, and 1 also for Yuting Dunn. And it all adds up to a 74-60 win on this senior night. We'll take a timeout and come back, take a look at scores. We'll get you ready for the final week of the regular season. It's hard to believe, but it is here. We'll look back at senior night and get you ready for Monday night against Kansas State. That's all on the way from Foster Pavilion, where the Bears win 74-60 this evening here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant
Brent,
to last.
good to see you. Take it
That's
easy.
why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion, where the Bears defeat Arizona on senior night 74-60 with 2 games left in the regular season. Baylor and West Virginia are both now tied for second place in the Big 12, and Texas Tech may be at the end of the night. But I know, Laura, you're keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, Texas Tech pulling away just a little bit in the third quarter. This game has been back and forth in Boulder, but number 20 Texas Tech leads 59-53 over Colorado with 48 seconds left. Other finals today, West Virginia all over Oklahoma State 72-40. Cincinnati wins 73-60. BYU gets a road win, although not very far away. They defeat Utah this afternoon 86-74. Arizona State wins at home 81-56 over Houston. And Baylor's next opponent, the Kansas State Wildcats, were hosting the Kansas Jayhawks today, but it's Kansas that gets the win in Bramlage Coliseum 75-68.
Now, Lori, there's only one Big 12 game tomorrow. That is in Fort Worth, 12th-ranked TCU hosting Iowa State. If the Iowa State Cyclones wanted to find their rhythm again, be okay with that.
Yeah, well,
tomorrow.
Addie Brown's back in the lineup, and she's a difference maker for them. But the difficult thing is they have to play at TCU. That game will tip off at 3 o'clock tomorrow in Fort Worth.
Yeah, you look right now, TCU still in the driver's seat and would be a game ahead heading into the final two games if they win. But West Virginia, Baylor, both knocking at the door, and Texas Tech may still be at the end of the night. But Colorado has an opportunity as well. Both Colorado and Oklahoma State, if TCU were to lose tomorrow, would still have a mathematical chance, albeit very, very slim, of getting a share of the title. But whatever. Let's just see Baylor keep on winning, find ways to get it done like they did tonight, and continue to move on. Lori, I'm going to say again, Wednesday night was ugly. Tonight wasn't easy, but the Bears bounced back. They played better as the game went on, and as such, they kind of did what they've done all year, and that's put a loss behind them quickly. And they've never let one become two.
That is very true. And for this one, I think they just continue to. They faced some adversity in this game as well, with some foul trouble early and just missing some shots. But again, they just find a way, and that's all you can say. Today is a W, and I will take a W.
They'll try to get a W again less than 48 hours from now when they host Kansas State here at Foster Pavilion, the final home game of the regular season. The Bears host the Wildcats, a 6 p.m. tip-off. We will be on the air at 5:30. Hope you can join us in person at Foster, but we will have the call for you if not on Monday evening. And then the Bears after that will conclude the regular season a week from tomorrow in Fort Worth. The Bears get it done on this senior night, 74-60. As we close, we want to give a shout-out to the seniors one more time, Jake Andrade, student manager, then the grad assistants, Reed Jackson and Sean Mullen, and, of course, the players, Dariana Littlepage, Bugs, Bella Fauntleroy, Jana Van Geitenbeek, and Kirsten Johnson, all honored with their families tonight on this senior night, and it was a victorious one, 74-60, the final score. That'll wrap things up here at Foster Pavilion. I want to say thanks to our producer, Cameron Savoy, and to our courtside engineer and foul review correspondent, Bob Baker. Speaking for them and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. We will talk to you Monday. Good night for now.
Great job, guys.
Cameron, thank you. Are we recording tomorrow for baseball?
Yes, sir, you are.
Union Post